Air. Fox News Radio. Fair and balanced.
Attention homeowners. I'm Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans, and I have some important information for you regarding the U.S. government's Home Affordable Refinance Program, or HARP. We've told you about HARP in the past, and more than 3 million homeowners have already taken advantage of this money-saving program. But there are so many more of you who could be saving hundreds of dollars every month on your mortgage. And Quicken Loans is here to help you save your money. The home loan experts at Quicken Loans fully understand the HARP guidelines. If you weren't HARP eligible in the past, new guidelines could mean that now you are. Give us a call and we'll give you a Quicken Loans mortgage review. It's simple and easy. And for 4 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. Call 800-QUICKEN. That's 800-QUICKEN. Or go to QuickenLoans.com for a mortgage experience that's engineered to amaze.
For J.D. Power award information, visit jdpower.com. Payment example excludes taxes and insurance costs. For cost information, equal housing lender license in all 50 states, NMLS number 3330.
As an employer, you know valuable employees help grow your business. That's why you should plan to attend the annual job fair on September 10th, brought to you by Alaska Integrated Media and Alaska Dispatch News. We'll be at the Egan Center from 10:30 a.m. until 5 p.m. If you want the chance to reach today's workforce, grab a booth. There are still spots available. Just send an email to jobfair@adn.com to register or for more information. Plan to come to the Egan on September 10th and find the next star of your team.
Who was the last Alaska governor to see 16,000 new jobs created on his watch? Was it Wally Biegel, Jay Hammond, Bill Egan? The last governor to see 16,000 new jobs is our current governor, Sean Parnell. Alaska is in the middle of a jobs boom. Since Sean Parnell took office, the Alaska economy has produced some 16,000 new jobs. And you can bet there are more jobs coming. Listen to Jim Huffman, president of a trucking company in Fairbanks.
This year we are buying new trucks, hiring new people. I could put 20 truck drivers to work tomorrow if we could find them. I give the credit to Governor Parnell.
Alaska's economy is back on track. 16,000 new Alaska jobs since Sean Parnell became our governor. That's why Parnell 2014, Box 100719, Anchorage, paid for this message.
When I grow up, I want to be a pro basketball player.
An elementary school teacher.
Oh, an Olympic gymnast.
No matter what dream you choose or where you are in life, your local Country Financial representative offers helpful advice on everything from auto and home insurance to financial planning, education to retirement, and business insurance too, so that you can continue to grow and dream. For more information, visit countryfinancial.com or call 1-866-COUNTRY. Country Financial. Grow your own way.
Why is A&A the shop, Alaska's independent Subaru specialist? How is it they've been voted the best shop in Anchorage not once but 6 times? Well, it's pretty simple. They offer the best warranty in the business. If they work on your Subaru, you're going to get a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on both parts and labor. That's unheard of. A&A the shop deals exclusively with Subarus, and they also offer $35 oil changes. All their technicians are ASE certified. Call A&A the shop for an appointment. 562-3919 in Anchorage and 696-2096 in Eagle River.
Glen Biegel, you have beautiful teeth.
Why, thank you, Dan Fagan. That's because my family and I have gone to Dr. Dan Kiley for years.
I get scared at the dentist.
Dr. Kiley knows people like you are afraid, so he creates a relaxed atmosphere at his office. People actually like going to the dentist for Dr. Kiley.
I know it's important to have good dental health.
And you look better with good teeth. And Dr. Kiley offers cosmetic dentistry along with general care.
Visit Dr. Dan Kiley at lakeotisdental.com. Call him at 562-9209.
Are you ready? Dan Fagan and Glen Biegel are here. They're going to tear it up, rip it down, and shoot it straight. Fagan and Biegel in the morning on the Talk of the Valley, KV.
It's radio. You need a microphone in front of you, Dan. There you go. It's like going out in the first tee box without a golf club. You have to have the microphone. Welcome on a Thursday edition, our Friday. We're gonna take a long weekend here. We're gonna take the day off tomorrow and then Monday. It'll be the best of Fagan, Biegel, and Bonnie. But we're here live today. Glad you joined us. Glen, Legal Biegel is not here. He is taking the day off. Much deserved. He's a hard-working man. And he'll be back here in the studio with us on Tuesday. Bonnie Cameron is here, fresh in from the debate last night at the Wendy Williamson Auditorium. Welcome to you. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
I was there for a good bit of it. I left at a certain point. I will tell you, I understand these folks are not professionals. The Dan Cuddy and the was it Dan Cuddy or Dave Cuddy?
Dave Cuddy.
Dave Cuddy, and then the other guy who's, he doesn't like me much because I've been dissing on libertarians, but it was just such a horribly run debate. It started to get a little heated, where Dan, like when Mark Begich refused to answer a question about whether he regrets the Obamacare vote, and they started to go back and forth, and Cuddy immediately jumps in. Oh, no, none of that. Don't be debating.
Right.
It was ridiculous.
Just be foruming.
Yeah, just give us your speeches and lectures, but don't debate.
Yeah, don't.
What is that?
Yeah.
What is that? I mean, don't call it a debate if you're not going to let the candidates debate, right?
I don't know why they call them debates. I cannot understand it. It's a forum. They're asking questions. They want the people to just give them nice little answers. Let's get it going. Let's see how they really feel. Yeah, it's annoying me. I don't want to go to any more debates.
In that whiteboard thing, they ask questions and they're supposed to write the whiteboard answer on the whiteboard, but the moderator never said what the thing read, and you couldn't read half that stuff. They'd hold it up, and maybe the first 3 or 4 rows would laugh, but nobody else in the auditorium knew what was on the whiteboard.
Well, and the other thing about those were they were a lot of them silly Alaska questions. And they did another one after you'd gone, and they were designed to get Dan Sullivan. It was so obvious.
Well, the
what
one
were doing.
The one about the SB 21 was designed to get Biegel.
Oh, sure, that was great. And then he didn't answer it. He said private.
Yeah, but we never saw that. Okay. I could make it out, but no, I think a lot of people couldn't see that, and they just put it away. Everybody laughed.
Yeah.
The worst part of the debate, though, they had this ridiculous format where you had 30 seconds to answer. And then you had another 90 seconds to answer the same question?
I think they got that backwards. It's supposed to go to the next person.
Crazy. So, Sullivan would answer a question, and then they go, okay, all right, Dan, you have another 90 seconds.
Okay.
It was like, wait.
It was awkward.
It was the worst run debate ever. Ever.
Even worse than the social issues one, huh?
I didn't go to that one.
Yeah, the one in Eagle River? Or you watched it?
I watched
it,
yeah.
That's right.
No, well, that was bad because the moderator kept giving speeches and took about 40%.
Okay. Well, Dave Cuddy was good about making it short and sweet, but
did you hear this?
The question.
They gave them the questions in advance.
Yes.
That's unheard of.
I know it. Well, he told us some of them, too.
That's unheard of.
Yeah.
So, and the worst part, Dan Sullivan was really getting on my nerves looking at his notes. I mean, come on, get rid of the notes. You're on camera. People are watching you.
Did you see the one where they asked him what the state bird was for the whiteboard question?
No.
And he had to look up ptarmigan. He was kind of acting like he was joking and looking at his notes. Did they give the
questions on the whiteboard stuff?
That was the whiteboard, yes.
But did they give those? They didn't give those in advance.
No.
Okay.
And that's what he said. He was nervous. He said, what? And it's like, you should be ready for this. It was so frustrating.
That's a minor thing, but I'm really interested in your thoughts on the proceedings last night, because this is going to say a lot about you. Okay. And I'm going to tell you right now, I have been treating you with kid gloves. Today?
Oh, my.
Yeah, that's right.
Whoa.
That's right. You think it's been intense around here? Guess what? That was the preseason.
Okay.
We're in the playoffs now.
All right.
Okay?
Okay.
No more playing around. No more Dan being nice to Bonnie, treating you with kid gloves.
The news worn off.
She's the new girl. Let's be gentle with her. No. It's on.
Well, I might surprise you.
Okay. Well, I hope you do.
Okay.
Because my prognosis for you this morning, here's what I think about you, if I may speak bluntly and openly. First of all, I'm not going to
speak bluntly.
I'm done yelling at you.
Okay.
Because it's not good for my image to scream and yell at a woman. Okay? So no more yelling.
Okay.
Because I just, I want people to like me.
Okay.
And you're such a nice, friendly, easygoing person, and I'm sitting here screaming at you, like my head's about to explode. And people are going, wow, that Dan's really a jerk. And I don't like people thinking I'm a jerk. So no more screaming and yelling at you. Not because I think it's the right thing to do, but because it's going to hurt my image. And I'm all about my image.
I don't think you need to worry about your image.
So I'm not going to scream and yell no matter what you say today. But here's what I think is going to come out of you today.
Okay.
I think you are a woman scorned with Dan Sullivan. I think, actually, you are the complete opposite of a woman scorned. You know, the one thing I notice about women, if I can tell you about women, again, being at my age, I'm not really in the game for a wife because I'm just, you know, if I find one, fine. If not, whatever. So I can speak freely here about women.
Okay. Let me have it.
I see most women not most, but a good percentage of women I know today who are over 30 years old are scorned. They're bitter. They're angry. Some man somewhere has treated them horribly, and it's reflected in the way they are.
Mm-hmm.
Not all women, but a lot of them. And I think you would agree with that there are a lot of women scorned out there. And really that's because men are jerks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not blaming the woman. You know, when a woman gives you her heart, she gives you everything.
Mm-hmm.
And the dude doesn't get that. And he doesn't understand how valuable the woman is, so he treats her like terribly, and then she's scorned, and then boom. So for some reason, I think it's when you asked Dan Sullivan about whether he'd filibuster with Ted Cruz, and he rolled his eyes at you, you would allegedly say, Glen Biegel disputes that, you are a woman scorned when it comes to Dan Sullivan. Now, here's the thing. To watch that snivelly little slippery, slimy Mark Bekich with his half-truths, leftist propaganda, there wasn't a single syllable that he spoke last night that was right on true. And to watch that man up there sliver like a snake on the stage.
And then be applauded by half
and then
the audience.
These crazy left-wing communists going nuts over everything he's saying.
Ugh, I was sick
How
of it.
you could watch that and not pull for his adversary, Dan Sullivan. If that's what you're going to come out with today, then you are truly blinded by your scornness.
It's going to surprise you.
All right, we'll see. We're going to take a break. We're going to find out if Bonnie's a woman scorned or if she truly does love her country. 614 569 1080. 569 1080. Stay with me. 1080. 569 1080. Stay with me.
$5 was making a comeback at New Sagaya in City Market. Well, this week it's even better. Right now, New Sagaya and City Market have the same Copper River silvers we sold last week for $5 a pound, but this week they're just $4.99 a pound. The whole cleaned Copper River silver salmon, just $4.99 a pound only at New Sagaya and City Market. And, of course, our seafood ninjas will cut your fish any way you like it, absolutely free. So if you didn't fill your freezer last week, here's your last chance. Just $4.99 a pound for Copper River silvers, but hurry, they will go fast. For your barbecue, fresh pork spare ribs are special, just $3.09 a pound at New Sagaya and City Market. Great price, $3.09 a pound. And how about this? First of the season, those sweet and juicy, extra fancy Valencia oranges. Oh, boy, are these good. Valencia oranges, just $1.49 a pound. Super deal. $5 still making a comeback this weekend at New Sagaya Midtown and City Market 13th and I.
Hi, my name is Mike Ferris, president of Alaska Enterprise Solutions. We are the face of Xerox in Alaska. Xerox is a trendsetter, and AES Xerox is following in those footsteps. We are the document management experts, specializing in short-term rentals of copiers and scanners. We have offices in Anchorage and Fairbanks, and we are your Xerox professional agency with an Alaska focus and worldwide support. You can reach us at aesalaska.com or 561-5100.
Trailboss Solutions is your local award-winning, nationally recognized construction and remodel firm. From handyman services to kitchen design and remodel to custom home construction, Trailboss Solutions has the experienced professionals to take your project from initial design through completion, on time and on budget. Trailboss Solutions is the only call for all your construction, design, and remodel needs. Please visit us on the web at trailboss-solutions.com or contact Trailboss Solutions Direct at 646-1403.
Well, howdy, I'm Nick Worthington, and the Labor Day Sell-a-thon is going on now at Giant Worthington Ford.
Here's your chance to get the car or truck you want and save big.
Make no payments for 90 days, and we have 0% financing available for 60 months.
Plus, we're offering up to a $1,500 bonus for your trade-in.
That's $1,500 on top of what it's worth, and you can use your PFD today.
Come check out the Chevy Equinox, just $69.50, or the Chevy Monte Carlo for $39.50.
Here's a Ford Explorer, just $99.50. Here's a Ford Expedition, just $10,900.
We've got over 1,000 vehicles on sale now for you to choose from, and you can use your PFD today. You don't have to wait.
It's the Giant Labor Day Sell-a-thon going on now at Giant Worthington Ford, 1950 Gamble, and we're open till midnight.
Stock numbers 07 Explorer Q1111, 05 Equinox 147-414C, 08 Expedition Q1688, 01 Monte Carlo Q0935A. On approved credit, subject to prior sales. See dealer for details. Ends 8/28/2014.
So it's Labor Day weekend. The kids are headed back to school, and that means your gardening is about over, right? Well, not exactly. This is the time to begin planting those things that'll need a good start to be beautiful next year. For instance, all the bare root trees and shrubs in Bell's Big Nurseries are sale priced at 50% off this weekend. And all the remaining perennials are 50% off as well. So look, this weekend you can add real value and beauty to your home and save big money at the same time. You know, your hanging baskets were so beautiful this year, it makes sense to take them down now and winter them over in Bell's greenhouse, where they'll be looked after all winter. However, space is limited and Bell's fills up early, so bring your baskets right away. October is the month for the big Zappies event at Bell's. It's Bell's annual Silver Restoration Clinic with the silver artisans from Zappies of Seattle. Call 345-4476 for the exact days to make your appointment with the experts. So many treasures at Bell's Nursery and Gifts on Specking Road and Bell's Nursery on Cranberry Road.
You're on with Fagan and Biegel on Hot Talk KOAN and on
Got a play to win. Brought to you by Alaska Peace Officers Association and the Alaska Lottery.
Fagan, Biegel. Weekdays 6 to 9 a.m. The Talk of the Valley.
Good morning to you on this Thursday morning, August 28th. Yes, 28th?
Yes.
That sounds approximately right? It's approximately August 28th.
That's what the computer says.
We're glad you're here. It's our what was it, Memorial or Labor Day coming up?
Labor Day.
Labor Day. Coming up on Monday. We're gonna take the day off Monday, and then we're gonna take the day off tomorrow, and then we will be here on Tuesday. And we are here today. This is live. This is not me on tape. Bonnie Cameron's right here. Glen Biegel has a day off. Glad you're here. 569-1080 is the number. 569-1080. Bonnie and I both went to the debate last night. I left about, I don't know, I felt like it was about halfway through, or was it?
Oh, no, I think you stayed almost to the end. Yeah, about
okay.
8 o'clock, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't remember. Just the moderator and the setup made me so angry that they wouldn't let the candidates go at each other. It just frustrated me.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, but anyway, I was so, I'm sitting there, I'm watching these two men. I just don't know that Mark Begich said anything that was literally true. There were so many half-truths, and there were so many innuendos and spin and propaganda. But I don't think anything was actually, if you knew the other side of the story, you would say, oh, what he just said is true in light of the other side of the story.
Right.
And it was killing me. It's hard for me to hear that.
Well, and they wouldn't let Dan Sullivan say that's not true.
Right. Yeah, they try to separate them. Which, yeah, that's what you want to do to debate, right? You don't want them to engage each other. Ugh. And, Sullivan, I thought he was much better than he had ever been in any of the debates with Joe Miller. And frankly, it's a lot easier to debate Mark Begich than Joe Miller because Mark Begich has a horrid record to run on.
Mm-hmm.
and everything he believes, most Alaskans don't believe. So it's pretty easy to debate a guy like that. The whole event for me was to see what you would do and your reaction. And if because you really don't like Dan Sullivan.
It's
personally.
not that I don't. No.
No. You are a woman scorned when it comes to Dan Sullivan.
He annoys me.
Exactly.
I gotta admit it.
Exactly.
He really. There's just something about him that annoys me.
Yeah.
Really
Well,
bad.
let me ask you: Is it the fact that he was training men in Afghanistan?
No. Don't even go there.
Is it that he joined the Marines? Is it that he served under President Bush fighting terrorism? Or what is it you don't like about him personally?
Well, first of all, if I could give him some advice, I would tell him to not act. I don't want to say stupid because I don't think that, but I don't think he acts as smart as he is. He was acting a little silly last night at the debate. If he'd make a mistake, he'd it just.
Well, he's a brilliant man.
I think he probably is.
Well, if
I mean,
you
he
look
went
at
to
his
Harvard and
academic record.
Oh yeah, I mean, I have no doubt that he's not stupid, but I just think he needs to not act that way and portray himself that way. But that's neither here nor there.
Well, so you're watching these two
Yeah.
people. Now, granted, neither one of them's Joe Miller.
No.
But I hope. Well, what did you think? What did you think of the debate?
I thought overall that Dan Sullivan got in more digs at Mark Begich, and he really got under his feather. He really ruffled his feathers when he would say, "You're Harry Reid's foot soldier.
Yeah.
You're doing his bidding."
Yes.
I mean, at one point, Mark was like, "Okay, that's enough," and he got really upset over it.
Mark's very temperamental.
Yes. I mean, his face got all red.
Listen,
and
Mark's never been challenged. The media adores him. He's never had a real opponent. He had Ted Stevens, who was in his 80s.
Mhm.
And Ted didn't really, and he didn't have that much to go at Marquette now.
Mhm.
This is going to be a very difficult process for Mark Baker.
Right. It's not going to be a shoe-in no, it's not going to be a shoe-in. But, he was really, he needs to keep that up. I hope that in the future debates, Sullivan keeps digging at him, even on TV.
Yeah.
I mean, all that kind of stuff, because that really annoys Mark Begich.
Yes.
I do have to say that I did not see a glaring contrast between the two of them, but listen, wait.
My Lord.
Wait. It's not because Dan Sullivan wasn't Republican enough. It's because Mark Begich was trying to be more Republican.
Well, he always runs as a
So that's where
conservative.
I'm gonna surprise you. That's where I don't see the contrast, but it's not because of Dan Sullivan.
But all liberals run as conservatives.
I know, but that's
Barack Obama ran as a
for
conservative.
the normal person who's listening to that. They might listen to Mark Begich if they're just not informed at all.
I've got more faith in Alaskans to know who's a conservative and who's not.
They might hear some of the things Mark Begich has to say just as sound bites.
Oh, he'll fool some
and
people.
be totally fooled.
Yeah, no, he'll fool some people.
Yeah.
But people are going to come away knowing this is Harry Reid's lapdog.
Yes, lackey, lapdog, whatever. But yeah, I think that Dan Sullivan needs to broaden his talking points. He does use the same things over and over. Secure the border. What else was it? Oh, my mind went blank. What was it?
Well, it's important. It's important to reemphasize and to reiterate your message.
Yes, unsustainable. He said unsustainable a lot.
Right.
And it is. It's true.
Yes.
The path we're on is unsustainable.
Right.
But I guess for those of us who follow him and listen every day and listen to all of them, they need to come up with more things than just the same talking points over and over, and really back up what you have to say. But the best line of the whole night for him, in my opinion,
Ian Sullivan.
Was when he said that our allies no longer trust us,
yes,
and our adversaries no longer fear us.
Yes,
that was
and
brilliant.
He said we project weakness, and weakness is provocative.
Yes,
it provokes people to be evil.
Yeah,
he didn't say that last part, but he said weakness is provocative.
Yeah, and he said, I am a true believer in American exceptionalism, and that is key. We want someone who loves America, is proud of us, and thinks we are number one. And it's not bad to say that. For a while there, it was becoming politically incorrect to say, "Oh, we're exceptional as a nation," but we are.
We are. Well, one of the first things the president said when he was sworn in, he said, "I believe in American exceptionalism, just like the Italians believe in Italian exceptionalism, and the Dutch believe in." It's just
totally disregarded it.
Well, basically, he said he doesn't believe in it.
Right. Yeah.
And that's Mark Begich's guy. Those guys they're joined at the hip.
Did you you did hear the part then where they asked questions of each other? Because that's when it became more of like a debate. It's not a true debate until they're questioning each other and challenging each other.
Sullivan asked Begich whether he regrets voting for Obamacare. Begich questioned Sullivan of whether he thinks the Patriot, if he would vote against the Patriot Act or something. Not that Dan Sullivan was in any way involved with the Patriot Act.
No, but he said if you had a chance to vote to get rid of it, would you do that?
Right.
Now, neither one of them really answered the question, which was funny because Dan Sullivan first was saying to Mark Begich, you're not answering my question.
Yeah.
And then Mark Begich said to him, well, you're not answering my question. Yeah. But Dan Sullivan could have so easily said that, there are parts of it that I would like to get rid of, just like Obamacare. Yeah. Let's repeal it and start over.
Right.
That would have made so many people feel so much better about him.
Yeah.
Because the Patriot Act has gone too far, just like Obamacare.
I don't think it has. I've never been one of these anti-Patriot Act people. Look, when the next major terrorist attack happens 3 years from now, 3 months from now, 30 minutes from now, it's going to be because we haven't done enough. And we haven't done enough. There are millions and millions and millions of Muslims on this planet who would love to see you and your children heads cut off. That's just reality. Now, the media and the left and the Mark Begich's and the Harry Reids of the world, they're not into truth. They're into political correctness. So they'll not tell you that because they don't want to offend. But this is the most dangerous time of our nation right now, this minute, 2014. Because there are millions of people in this planet who want to see every one of us die. It's their religion. They believe it's what their God wants them to do. And we have wide open borders. So, this idea that I don't like the NSA snooping, and I don't like snooping on Americans. If you have some kind of conversation with a terrorist in Dubai, absolutely we should listen to your phone calls. But this idea of this widespread net, which I think is Obama, not the Patriot Act, is obviously something I have a problem with, because Obama's already shown a propensity to use the government to target his enemies. And his enemies aren't Muslims. His enemies are conservatives. So we know this is a corrupt man in the White House, and he's using the snooping ability that was probably came under the Patriot Act to target conservatives, not Muslims, because he loves Muslims. He's down with them. We'll continue this conversation. Our number 569-1080. 569-1080. Bonnie Cameron and her, so far, pretty good analysis of last night's debate. I'll admit, you're gaining points.
Oh,
I used to not like you at all.
That's what I'm trying for.
Now I just don't like you a little. 629.
That's what I'm trying for.
Now I just don't like you.
Don't just sit there. Give him a call.
With KOAN News, I'm Chuck White. A former Marine has entered his play in a high-profile murder case. That story from Ann Kenda.
24-year-old Christopher Brandon Lee is pleaded not guilty to first-degree murder with a special allegation of lying in wait. He's accused of killing 19-year-old Erin Corwin to cover up the alleged affair that took place while they were both married to other people. The body of the victim was found in a mine shaft in Joshua Tree, California, weeks after she disappeared. The suspect was arrested earlier this month during a traffic stop in Anchorage.
About 400 soldiers at Fort Wainwright spent some time on lockdown after a handgun went missing. The Army said the lockdown is a practice that minimizes risk when a weapon is missing. As of yesterday, the pistol still had not been located. It went missing after 34 soldiers trained at a small arms complex on August 20th. That's your Hot Talk News update. Local weather is next.
Cloudy skies, a passing shower for today, high 57. Cloudy with brief showers tonight, low 50. Tomorrow, clouds and sunshine with a shower in spots, high 59. Friday night, low 43. Saturday, mostly cloudy with some rain, high 59. And rain on Sunday, high 58. Hot Talk, breaking news, and the latest weather, KOAN 95.1 FM and 1080 AM.
When you open the door of a 2014 Mercedes-Benz E-Class, you're not just opening the door of one of the world's most advanced automobiles, you're opening the door to an entire automotive philosophy. A philosophy dedicated to bringing forth innovations that forever change the way the world thinks about cars. With stereoscopic vision, for example, the 2014 E-Class can see better than any other car in its class, and it can take action to keep you and those around you safe. When you open the door to the 2014 E-Class, you will experience nothing less than the future of the automobile, which, of course, closes the door to any other choice. The 2014 E350 4MATIC Sports Sedan starts at just $54,400. Test drive one today.
MSRP for 2014 E350 4MATIC Sports Sedan excludes all options, taxes, type of registration, transportation charge, and dealer prep. Options, while availability and actual dealer price may vary. Some equipment is prepped as optional. See dealer for details.
Mercedes-Benz of Anchorage. The best or nothing.
Paid for by Alaskans for a lot.
$1 billion deficit.
Parnell's turned down funding for
Another
Medicaid.
lawsuit to force cuts to education and
budget deficit.
teacher layoffs, school vouchers. Lawsuit.
Sean Parnell has driven Alaska off course, but our spirit remains strong. It's here, it surrounds us, and it lives in Byron Malott. Commercial fisherman, pilot, business leader, director of the Permanent Fund. Byron Malott's life experience is woven throughout the tapestry of Alaska. Everything he's done by bringing people to the table. He listens, then he gets results. He believes government should respect our personal choices and provide increased opportunity for everyone. Byron Malott has the experience to guide us back to what matters most, working together for the good of all Alaskans. A land like no other deserves a leader like no other. Byron Malott, Governor.
You take a 5, a 5, a 9, and a 7. Add them all up, it's the number of heavenly sights you see when you get on board the 26 Glacier Cruise.
Discover glaciers and wildlife in Prince William Sound with Phillips Cruises and Tours. Choose our 26 Glacier Cruise or the Glacier Quest. Both include hot lunch, Forest Service narration, and no seasickness guarantee. Visit 26glaciers.com to book your adventure today.
It's 26. I said the 26. The 26 Glacier Cruise.
Call 333-8000, 333-8000, 333-8000. Laura Sisley's Pizza. Call 333-8000, 333-8000, 333-8000. Sicily's.
It's that time of year again. It's back to school time at Sicily's. We know you're busy, especially when it's back to school time. So Sicily's created the back to school special. Buy any large pizza at the regular price, get an order of 10 chicken wings at half price. Let Sicily's do the cooking and driving while you check things off your back to school to-do list. Take a break. Order Sicily's back to school special. Just call 333-8000. That's 333-8000. Or order online at siciliespizza.com. Best ingredients, best pizza, Sicily's.
Call 333-8000, 333-8000. Call for Sicily's Pizza.
Glen, every once in a while you find a hidden gem right here in Anchorage.
You're talking about the Snow Leopard Boutique.
I am.
Owner Eileen Bear has an amazing eye for beauty.
For decorating ideas, it doesn't get any better than Snow Leopard Boutique.
They have 2,400 square feet of everything you need to beautify yourself and your home.
Glenn, I noticed a calming atmosphere the moment I walked in.
Dan, how about those chocolate truffles?
Yeah, and you can wash them down with a free latte.
The Snow Leopard Boutique.
At the corner of Tudor and Old Seward.
You're on with Fagan and Biegel in the morning. Give them a call, 569-1080.
Okay. Let's sit. How about no? Listen to us 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday right here on KVNT, 1020 AM, 92.5 FM.
You're on with Fagan and Biegel in the morning on the...
Welcome back. Fagan, Biegel, and Bonnie. No Biegel today. 6:36 in the AM. We'd love to hear from you this morning, 569-1080, if you were at the debate last night. Or I guess they posted it online. Is that right? I couldn't find a place where they had put it on the... Did you know, Bonnie?
I haven't seen it.
569-1080. If you listen to if you watched the debate, or if you were there, we'd love to hear your take on it and your thoughts on it. That's the number if you want to call us, 569-1080. You can email me, by the way, danfaganshow@icloud.com. danfaganshow@icloud.com. Amanda Coyne writes about the debate last night. Thing about Amanda, she tries to be fair, but she's got very strongly held beliefs that sometimes prevent her from being fair. She loves Obamacare. She adores it. She absolutely adores it. And I know she's not a big Tea Party person. She says here, however, save for a young man in the audience who at the end of the night started screaming about saving babies, the crowd seemed relatively Tea Party free. Insinuation there weren't a lot of crazies there.
Oh, I thought I saw a lot of my fellow Tea Partiers there.
Yeah, well, I guess she expected racist comments and,
Well, and what's so bad about trying to save babies? Is that a bad thing?
I think in the minds of the left, yeah, I think they have been so blinded to what abortion is that they honestly believe that it's wrong to save the life of an innocent child.
Yet, if he had been screaming about the orphans coming up here from Guatemala, maybe they would have been okay with that.
Or the dogs that are or the animals that are tested in labs for pharmaceutical products.
Yeah, maybe he should have had a different.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should have tried something different
than
saving babies.
Right.
Shame on him.
Yeah.
He should know better.
Exactly. So the debate last night, overall, who would you give the victory to?
Neither of them.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
See, I just thought Sullivan smoked Begich.
Well, he's your guy.
Well, no, I mean, I'm going to end up voting for him, absolutely. But I thought he came out with straightforward talk. Here's what's wrong. Here's what we need to change. And Begich is just spinning and filibustering.
Yeah, lots of numbers. He threw out numbers that who really knows if they're true. I love it when politicians throw out numbers.
Anytime Begich, and the thing, his record. I was wondering how because this is the first I've seen Begich debate since. I mean, he has a horrific record as U.S. Senator. On his watch, offshore died. Half of the NPRA was taken off limits. Pebble was shut down. The EPA basically invaded our state.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
they
invaded our state and took over. And shut down just about everything they could. And to hear him try to talk about his record, and his record is that, he got some F-16s here.
He got a building named after somebody.
Got a building. It's a horrific record. And that's where I'd like to see Dan Sullivan really pull the gloves off and say, yeah, well, look what you've done. Look what's happened on your watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I liked it when Dan Sullivan asked Mark Begich how many bills he's actually sponsored, not co-sponsored or anything like that. And Mark Begich tried to say 2, but it was really a co-sponsor. And I guess the one was where he had a federal building named after somebody. But Dan Sullivan said, well, I'll tell you how many Ted Stevens did in his first term, and that was 13. And Lisa Murkowski's was 5. And that was really good.
Awesome.
I did like that. But then Mark Begich came back with, it sounds like you want more laws. So that talk about government overreach.
Yeah.
So that was a good comeback.
Good answer. But the overall overriding thought there left with voters is this guy's been ineffective.
Yes.
That's the stronger point.
And then Dan Sullivan followed that up with you could have brought and he said what Ted Stevens did, and it was opening up portions of Alaska, and Lisa Murkowski was reining in the EPA more, and things like that.
Yeah.
So that was good, a good comeback also.
Another thing that I think Begich could really be hit hard on, and I think you could go to Amanda Coyne's blog on this, where that she wrote about when all these people in the Senate who got something for Obamacare vote, and Coyne writes that apparently Begich didn't even know to ask. That's amazing.
Right. Except that I'm on the side of
you don't do trades.
Right.
Yeah. No. That there's a because you're right. Then Begich can come back and say, yeah, I voted for Obamacare because I thought it was a good policy. I wouldn't take a bribe for it. So
right.
I suppose.
Right.
But the truth of the matter is, we could have gotten something really good for resource development. But I don't. This is where I'm way off track, and I'm totally out of line, and I'm going to lose all credibility here. But I'm going to just go for it anyway. I don't think Mark Begich wants any resource development in the state. Why would you join the Democratic Party? Why would you vote for Barack Obama? Why would you bring Maria Cantwell up here for a fundraiser? I think that he understands he's in a resource development state. He has to pretend to be pro-resource development. I don't think he really is. I think it's an act. I can't prove it. But why would you join the Democratic Party if you're for resource development?
Yeah, that'd be like saying I'm pro-life, but I'm going to join the Democratic Party.
Or I'm going to go work for Planned Parenthood.
Yeah, right.
This is an organization, the Democratic Party, that is dead set on stopping resource development in Alaska. It's one of their main priorities.
I mean, he's a lot of his donors are just total greenies.
Absolutely. Harry Reid, his buddy.
Yeah.
The best thing I ever did was vote against Anwar. That's his buddy.
He's proud of it, yeah.
That's Harry Reid.
What bothers me is the amount of support he had in the audience.
Well,
Mark Begich. And it was pretty
but
even.
Those were all leftists. Those are hardcore leftists.
But if that shows the amount of support, just gauging by how many people were in the audience that were for him.
All right, let me explain something to you about leftists, honey, because you've not covered public meetings.
That's true.
Leftists get out in force. They don't really have jobs, or they have jobs with the government, which doesn't require that you ever show up. And so, when you go to a hearing, any public hearing, you're always going to have a disproportionate amount of leftists because they understand the force of government and they work with government. Government and they are one. So whenever there's a hearing or a meeting or anything to do with government, which last night it was government related because we're electing somebody, leftists come out in full force. And I many of the people that I saw there last night were current or former Begich staffers.
Mm.
A lot of them were former Begich staffers. And these are people who, they get out. They understand.
Does it not worry you a bit because of AO 37 also being on the ballot in November?
You talking about the union deal?
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's a get out the vote time for the leftists.
It's not going to be an easy race for Dan Sullivan. I hope he does really
double digits.
Mm.
He'll win by double digits. But no, you're right. The unions will get out. But look, not every union member's a leftist. Not every union member hates Dan Sullivan, the mayor. You got the union bosses, and I know you have a union friend. But I've had so many union members because no one's been more critical of union bosses than me in this state. And people obviously sometimes pay me anti-union. I've had so many conservatives come up to me in my career and say, look, I'm a conservative. I'm a union member. I don't like the union bosses either.
Mm-hmm.
So to think that the union members are a blanket vote for communism,
mm-hmm.
They're not.
Hopefully.
Now, their bosses are, but not the average union member. Of course, your friend would be the exception. 569-1080, 569-1080. Fagan, Biegel, and Bonnie, 6:44 is the time.
Call 569-1080 KOAN. You're on with Fagan and...
It's that time of year again. It's back to school time at Sicily's. We know you're busy, especially when it's back to school time. So Sicily's created the back to school special. Buy any large pizza at the regular price, get an order of 10 chicken wings at half price. Let Sicily's do the cooking and driving while you check things off your back to school to-do list. Take a break. Order Sicily's back to school special. Just call 333-8000. That's 333-8000. Or order online at SicilysPizza.com. Best ingredients, best pizza, Sicily's.
Call 333-8000, 333-8000. Sicily's Pizza.
Here we go again. More false, misleading attack ads from outsiders. The culprit? Mark Begich. Senator Begich is siding with his D.C. friends once again, supporting more negative ads from anti-Alaska outsiders telling us what to do. Dan Sullivan stood up for us, telling the Washington special interest to stay out of Alaska. Sullivan proposed a plan to stop the mudslinging so this election could stay focused on the issues. But the Anchorage Daily News reports Begich refused to sign Sullivan's proposal. Mark Begich votes with Barack Obama 97% of the time. Now Begich is hoping that anti-gun liberals and anti-energy extremists from the lower 48 will buy this election instead of letting Alaskans decide. As our senator, Dan Sullivan will stand up for Alaska and fight back against Barack Obama and his D.C. allies.
I'm Dan Sullivan. I'm running for the U.S. Senate, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Sullivan for U.S. Senate.
Did you know that one of the state's premier medical facilities is located right in the heart of South Anchorage? Thanks to the Alaska Neurology Center, there's no need to leave Alaska anymore when it comes to treating the nervous system. You'll receive the best care at the Alaska Neurology Center for epilepsy, cerebral palsy, brain injuries, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, Huntington's disease, multiple sclerosis, speech disorders, and they offer pain management as well. And if you're having trouble sleeping at night, the Alaska Neurology Center has the best sleep disorder experts in the state. They also have the most sophisticated MRI imaging technology in Alaska. If you need relief from stress or from migraines, relax in their luxurious spa. At the Alaska Neurology Center, their massage therapists are amazing. And they offer hydrotherapy, infrared sauna, hot and cold therapy, and shiatsu massage. And their medical spa also offers facials and waxing. The Alaska Neurology Center, located on Diamond and Old Seward. Hot Talk KOAN, man.
Dealer for details.
Mercedes-Benz of Anchorage. The best or nothing.
Fagan and Biegel, weekday mornings from 6 to 9 a.m.
6:48 in the morning, Tuesday. Dan Fagan here, Bonnie Cameron right over there. Glen Biegel is off today. Glad you're here on this Thursday morning. Our good friends Becky and Frank Earhart, their son James, Earhart Roofing. This is a American dream story. Frank and Becky started their business 42 years ago, really from scratch. Now they have 17 trucks, 60 employees, and they are the premier roofing company in the state of Alaska. They're so confident that the roof that they will install for you in your home or your business will be satisfactory. They will guarantee it for a half a century. That's 50 years for those of you who are educated in the public school system. 50-year warranty. That's Earhart Roofing. Give them a call. 345-5555. 345-5555. Frank and Becky Earhart. Give them a call. 345-5555. Time 6:49. Our number 569-1080, 569-1080. If you were at the debate last night, we'd love to hear it from you. My thesis, and I think I'm the only one saying it, is that Dan Sullivan is going to win by double digits on November 4th. It is darn near impossible for a leftist to win a statewide election. It's happened basically 3 times in recent history in Alaska. Twice by Tony Knowles running for governor, but there was a 3-way race. And then Mark Begich won a statewide race a week after Ted Stevens, his opponent, was convicted of several felonies. So in a head-to-head, Alaskans do not go with the leftist. And that's why that's one of the reasons that I believe Begich will win by double digits. The other reason is that Begich, although a very slippery fella, has a horrific record. One of the worst anti-Alaska records that we'll ever see from a U.S. senator. And slippery he may be, he cannot really slip his way out or slither his way out of being able to defend his record. And what I was looking for last night at this debate was plain and simple, will Dan Sullivan take the gloves off and hit Mark Begich right in the mouth with his record? And I thought that's what Sullivan did. So my analysis of the debate is that, yeah, we're going to be good. If Sullivan would have got up there cautious and played nice, and because that's kind of Begic's message. Hey, let's all just kind of get along and be friends.
They call us French.
Yeah. Let's be kumbaya.
Yeah.
And Sullivan saying we can't afford the way the country's heading right now. We can't afford to continue down the path. And he put it square on the shoulders of Mark Begich, because Mark Begich himself said he's on the inside team. He's on the inside. When Salazar took half of the NPRA, Alaska, off limits to drilling, Begich did nothing about it. He said nothing about it. So I thought I'm very confident. I'm very excited about the race, and it's going to be fun to watch Dan Sullivan pull out a really strong victory in November.
I almost laughed out loud when Mark Begich was talking about Obamacare, and he talked about children up to 26 years old.
Children. Yes. Yes.
Oh, I laugh whenever anybody says that.
569, 26-year-old child. 569-1080, 569-1080. That's the number. We'd love to hear from you. Let's go to Bethany. Bethany, you're on.
Good morning, Dan and Bonnie.
Good morning. You were at the debate last night?
Yep, I was working the door, passing out literature and stuff.
Did you get to hear it?
Yeah, I was actually tweeting it a lot throughout the evening. And, boy, I'll tell you what, Begich certainly does have social media sewn up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he really has his folks out there as well as himself. They do a good job of controlling the social media atmosphere. I mean, Sullivan had 4 people out there and was better than I expected regarding that, but they really do have that whole arena. I guess they got that from the Obama campaign, but man, they've got the whole social media thing.
Well, that's what I've been told. The one advantage that Begich does have is he has the Obama team up here in Alaska. Their ground game, as far as getting the vote out, especially in rural Alaska, is second to none.
Yeah, I mean, and it's the same folks that that do the social media as well. So he's got the experts on a lot of those areas. What he doesn't have is the policy.
Or truth.
He doesn't have the policy to back it all up.
Or truth.
So, Bethany, you were a Joe Miller supporter, and now you're saying that it's anybody but Begich. Are you feeling swayed by that at all? By the people who are saying absolutely not, I'm going to vote, like write in Joe Miller? Or...
No, I'm not. Okay. I obviously don't know him well, but I've spoken with Dan enough times to feel like he is somebody who's going to try to do the right thing. I actually had a couple experiences that convinced me that he's maybe not even going to let himself be pushed around by some of the kind of higher powers that be within the party, not necessarily our party here locally, but just, as far as, nationally, that he's going to be willing to take a stand for himself and for what he believes in.
Well,
so I've actually been encouraged.
Well, let me ask you a question, Bethany. Let's just say that would have been Lisa Murkowski up there with Mark Begich debating. Would the answers that we would have heard from the Republican nominee been the same as we heard from Dan Sullivan if it was Lisa up there?
I don't believe so, personally.
It would be night and day.
Yeah.
It would be night and day.
I mean, that's why I'm saying I have a hard time believing how people think that they're the same, because, I mean, I like Dan as a person, from what I know about him. I don't necessarily agree with him in all his policies, but I think even Joe Miller likes Dan. I really do. I think he respects him, and I think that's why he was willing to make the statement of support that he did, was because he at that point felt that Dan had more of the edge and was more a possibility that he would win than Meade would.
Do you agree with me that this is going to be an easy win for Sullivan, or do you think Begich is going to make it close?
I don't think it's going to be quite as easy as you think, but I do think it will be a win for him. I don't think that there's the possibility, really, unless somebody really screws up. But I don't think it will be as easy as a win as you're saying. I don't think it'll be double digits.
Yeah. Well, I saw Nat Hertz's story in the Daily News today, and of course it's, Mr. Begich was positive, while Mr. Sullivan painted a much more negative tone.
Oh, please.
So the media's already lining up, and of course Amanda's, she's a big Obamacare fan, so I think it'll be very difficult for her to support Sullivan because of that's her favorite piece of legislation, I think, ever.
Right. But I think that one of the key factors is going to be, like you said, the ground game that they're going to use. Because I really see them trying to engage a lot of new voters.
Yeah.
And that's gonna make the difference. I think that's why we're not going to see double-digit lead for Dan, because I think they're going to bring a lot of new people into the arena who haven't necessarily been involved or informed before, and they're just going to sign on to these young, vibrant kids who are saying, sure, just do what we tell you to do, and they're going to do it.
Yeah.
And he was practically handing out money yesterday, saying, "Oh, well, I want these people to have something, and I want these people to have something." Begich was. Sorry.
What do you mean something? What was he?
Well, he was talking about entitlements, basically.
Oh yeah.
And I at one point I turned to the guy next to me and I was like, "Oh, he's just handing out free money, all that free money that's lying around."
Love the free money. Much
Oh,
better.
we heard that in 2010.
Yeah.
Yes. So who won last night, Bethany?
That's what I really can't say, because I was so busy tweeting that I wasn't even able to watch physically, as far as watch expressions and such.
Yeah.
So I was interested listening to what you guys were saying this morning about what you physically observed, because I was at my face in my phone the whole night listening, but I was trying to tweet it. So I wanted to have at least a few more people on the R side doing the social media.
Wasn't the Begich crowd obnoxious?
Yeah, they really were, and they came in prepared to be. When I was at the door, they came in all riled up, and they had signs, even though we'd said no signs, and they came in ready to be. So they'll always try to get away with whatever they can, and not until they get told otherwise will they.
Why weren't the candidates allowed to debate?
I don't know if it was the best format.
No, it was terrible. It was awful.
I did like the whiteboard segment, and there were actually a lot of good comments on social media from both sides about the whiteboard segment.
Yeah, but I mean, not letting them debate. At one point, Sullivan starts to hold Begich accountable for Obamacare, and Cuddy cuts in, "Oh no debating, or no holding each other accountable," or something like that. Couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it was a little bit silly in that respect. So.
Yeah.
But I will have to say it was UFL's first attempt at doing a Democrat versus Republican event like this, and so I think there were a lot of lessons learned, and
Sure.
I think it'll be better next time.
Bethany, thanks for the call.
Yep.
6:58. Fagan, Biegel, and Bonnie.
Yep.
6:58. Fagan, Biegel, and Bonnie.
When you open the door of a 2014 Mercedes-Benz world's most advanced automobiles, you're opening the door to an entirely dedicated.
Here at the hospital, the focus is patient health. But as the administrator, my focus is patient information, medical history.
And it can take action to keep you and those around you safe. When you open the door to the 2014 E-Class, you will experience nothing less than the future of the automobile, which, of course, closes the door to any other choice. The 2014 E350 4MATIC Sports Sedan starts at just $54,400. Test drive one today.
MSRP for 2014 E350 4MATIC Sports Sedan excludes all options, taxes, title, registration, transportation charge, and dealer prep. Options, model availability, and actual dealer price may vary. Some equipment described as optional. See dealer for details.
Mercedes-Benz of Anchorage. The best or nothing.
You're listening to Hot Talk, KOAN, Anchorage, AM 1080, and retranslated on 95.1 FM on K236CG, Anchorage.
Fox News Radio. I'm Dave Anthony. Russian tanks have crossed the border. That's what Ukraine claims, joining Russian troops, helping rebels gain more ground. Fox News Radio's Simon Owen, live in our European bureau.
Dave, NATO says well over 1,000 Russian troops have entered Ukraine, with another 20,000 thought to be close by just across the Russian border. Ukraine's government claims a number of Russian tanks and other vehicles fired missiles at a border crossing earlier before rolling into the country. The focus of the fighting has suddenly switched from the east of Ukraine to the southeast, and after weeks of gains for Ukraine's military, it's now scrambling to build up defenses in this new region. Dave.
Simon, the UN Security Council will hold an emergency session on that this afternoon. It's now discussing the Syrian civil war and the growing threat of ISIS militants there and in Iraq. We're also learning some UN peacekeepers have been abducted.
The Office of UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon says the peacekeepers were captured this morning on the Syrian side of the Golan Heights. The UN says it is working now to secure their release. Fighting between the Syrian army and rebels has intensified in the Golan Heights region recently. Syrian rebels, including some linked to al-Qaeda, reportedly seized a border crossing from the army yesterday. Kimberly Adams, Fox News Radio.
No worry about Ebola in Africa. The World Health Organization predicts 20,000 people could be infected, 6 times the number now. The Centers for Disease Control has sent a worker home from Sierra Leone.
The CDC says their employee worked very close within 3 feet of a person infected with Ebola for a prolonged period. The CDC has therefore evacuated their employee back to the U.S. on a private jet and emphasizes the person is not sick and poses no Ebola-related risk to the public.
Fox News Radio's Paul Tilsley in Johannesburg. They're selling on Wall Street. The Dow is down 54, despite a government revision showing the economy was stronger than first thought in the second quarter. GDP grew 4.2%, not 4%, and jobless claims fell slightly last week. Fox News Radio, fair and balanced.
Attention homeowners. I'm Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans, and I have some important information for you regarding the U.S. government's Home Affordable Refinance Program, or HARP. We've told you about HARP in the past, and more than 3 million homeowners have already taken advantage of this money-saving program. But there are so many more of you who could be saving hundreds of dollars every month on your mortgage. And Quicken Loans is here to help you save your money. The home loan experts at Quicken Loans fully understand the HARP guidelines. If you weren't HARP eligible in the past, new guidelines could mean that now you are. Give us a call and we'll give you a Quicken Loans mortgage review. It's simple and easy. And for 4 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. Call 800-QUICKEN. That's 800-QUICKEN. Or go to QuickenLoans.com for a mortgage experience that's engineered to amaze.
For J.D. Power award information, visit jdpower.com. Pivot example excludes taxes and insurance costs. For cost information, equalizing lender license in all 50 states, NMLS number 3030.
Employers, you know valuable employees help grow your business. You want qualified, educated, friendly, and hardworking employees. Well, we have the perfect solution. Plan to be at the annual Jobs Fair, sponsored by Alaska Dispatch News and Alaska Integrated Media. It's at the Egan Center on September 10th from 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. There are still spots available for booths, so if you're a local business interested in participating, send an email to jobfair@adn.com. Come join us and find the next star of your team.
Paid for by Alaskans for Malat.
$1 billion deficit.
Parnell's turned down funding for
Another
Medicaid.
lawsuit to force cuts to education and
budget deficit.
Pebble Mine, teacher layoffs, school voucher lawsuit.
Sean Parnell has driven Alaska off course, but our spirit remains strong. It's here, it surrounds us, and it lives in Byron Malat. Commercial fisherman, pilot, business leader, director of the Permanent Fund. Byron Malat's life experience is woven throughout the tapestry of Alaska. Everything he's done by bringing people to the table. He listens, then he gets results. He believes government should respect our personal choices and provide increased opportunity for everyone. Byron Malat has the experience to guide us back to what matters most, working together for the good of all Alaskans. A land like no other deserves a leader like no other. Byron Malat, Governor.
When I grow up, I want to be a pro basketball player.
An elementary school teacher.
No matter what dream you choose or where you are in life, Country Financial helps you and your family grow your own way.
Or maybe a veterinarian.
A mom, a doctor, and president of the United States. Maybe an astronaut or, an Olympic gymnast.
You can grow your own way.
We know some dreams take a little longer to achieve, which is why your local Country Financial representative offers helpful advice on everything. From auto and home insurance to financial planning, education to retirement, and business insurance too, so that you can continue to grow and dream.
Or maybe an accountant, like my dad.
For more information, visit countryfinancial.com or call 1-866-COUNTRY. Country Financial. Grow your own way.
What if buying your next car could actually be enjoyable? At Payless Car Sales, we believe it should be. If you're in the market for your next car, come by and meet our knowledgeable staff and explore our selection of quality vehicles. We offer military discounts, and we give all of our customers Carfax history reports. We can also provide warranties and handle all of your lending needs. Just like driving your car should be enjoyable, so should buying it. Visit us downtown at 919 East 5th Avenue or on our website at PaylessSales.com. Payless Car Sales, where Alaskans drive.
You're on with Fagan and Biegel on Hot.
See how the Guard can be an important part of your life at NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Alaska National Guard, aired by the Alaska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Fagan, Biegel. Weekdays, 6 to 9 a.m.
7:06 in the morning. Dan Fagan here. Bonnie Cameron right over there. Glen Biegel's off this morning. You know, so much in life is who you know. And you know somebody in the car business. His name is Ali Sheik, and he owns and operates Payless Car Sales. Ali is the type of guy who treats his customers like they're his own family. He won't sell a car to you that he wouldn't sell to his own family. Glen Biegel and I know Ali. We can vouch for him. We can tell you he's a straightforward, honest guy who builds his business one customer at a time based on trustworthiness. Buying a car, there's so many variables, so many unknowns. It can be such a mystery. What's under the hood? Who knows? Is it a lemon? Will it work? With Ali Sheik, Payless Car Sales, you don't have to worry about any of that. Go see him. He's over there on East 5th Avenue, 919 East 5th Avenue. Google Payless Car Sales. Payless Car Sales, and you can find his dealership. It's gorgeous, gorgeous selection of vehicles. Entry-level luxury car dealership is the way you describe it. Payless Car Sales. Go see Ali Sheik. Tell him Glen Biegel and I sent you. 7:07 is the time. Mike Chenault, Speaker of the House, will be coming up in a bit. Our number 569-1080. 569-1080. Here's what Nat Scherz. Is his name? Scherz. What's Nat's name?
Hertz?
Hers. Yeah. Hers.
I thought it was Hertz.
No, there's no
No
T.
T.
Hers. H-E-R-Z.
Hers.
Here's what he wrote about the debate last night. Begich' attitude was perhaps best summarized by his remarks in a closing statement. This is Begich now. I want to talk about what's possible. At the end of the day, I'm going to sit down with people, listen to folks, try to find that common thread that binds us.
Oh.
Then he writes, Nat Hers. Sullivan, meanwhile, laid out a more pessimistic view,
That's not biased at all.
saying people in Alaska were losing hope and that Begich has failed to reverse what Sullivan described as an unsustainable path for the nation. Voters should choose him, Sullivan added, because we're running out of time. Dun, 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 dun.
Has anybody told Nat Hers that Congress has a really low approval rating from people? I think that we do feel a little down about it. So no, it's not a very positive thing.
Here's how Amanda Coyne characterized the debate. Senator Begich, regardless of the party I belong to, we're all friends. I'm working for you. Let's keep that friendship going. Dan Sullivan, we need different friends. You might not know me yet, but in the long run, I'll be better for you than Begich. And besides, I want to repeal Obamacare. That's basically how, here's Amanda writes this. Who won? It depends on whether or not you're inclined to want to continue on the relationship with Begich. And if you were, just even a little bit, I'd have to say that on Tuesday night, Begich gave you a reason to hang in there, which is really probably all he had to do. He was open, he was relaxed, he spoke conversationally, he knew his stuff, and probably should be listing off all the things he's done in the Senate in the past 5 years had he been allowed. He knew his stuff.
That is so
85%
That is such
of
spin.
85% of everything he said wasn't true.
That is spin right there. You can't spin that any other way.
Amanda goes on to write, if you're actively looking for reasons to break with Begich, then Sullivan, who gave his best debate performance of the season,
Agreed.
gave assurance that he too could be a good friend, a solid friend, one day, which is probably all he had to do with the debate. He doesn't have the laundry list of accomplishments on his side, but he has an underlying red state values. Doesn't have a laundry list of accomplishments on his side. Dan Sullivan has accomplished more. 2% of his accomplishments exceed Mark Begich's accomplishments.
I would agree with that.
There's no comparison.
The positive ones, anyway.
Begich has done nothing in the Senate other than give us Obamacare. That's all he's done.
I thought it was brilliant, too, that Dan Sullivan brought up how much debt he left the city of Anchorage with. Thank you.
15,
Thank you.
17
yes.
million?
Yes. Oh, and
that number doesn't really do justice, though, because the contracts that Begich locked in really hurt the taxpayer in Anchorage in a considerable way.
Well, that's the point. That's what he was saying.
Yeah.
And then Begich tried to say, I left Anchorage in the best state it's been in years.
Worst.
And the audience just cheered. Yay, that's so true. No, it's not. Check your taxes.
Amanda writes, Sullivan's best weapons, Obama and Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid, both of whose names he repeatedly invoked.
Yes, that was great. He should keep that up. And also Begich said, when I got into this is what I didn't understand. He said, when I got into the Senate in 2009, we had $1.4 trillion in debt. And that was mostly done by Republicans.
Yeah.
Hello, we're $16 trillion later, and that's in thanks to
17 trillion. Yeah,
but $16 trillion later after 1.9.
Well, no, Bush, we were at 10 trillion in debt when Bush left office. We're now at 17.
Yes, but
that's
when Mark Begich got into the Senate.
Oh, yeah.
Was in 2009. It was at he said 1.4.
Oh, yeah.
But, so he made his own point.
Yeah.
He made our point.
Right. Yeah. Ultimately, the answers they gave tonight, Amanda KOAN writes, were probably less important than the general impression they left. Most on the right are going to vote for Sullivan. Most on the left are going to vote for Begich. In this respect, the math is on Sullivan's side. Alaska is, after all, a state that votes mostly red. So the real battle is going to come down to the middle, people who look at issues individually and see people as more than labels and what they represent, or at what their parties represent. Many of those in the middle have an ongoing relationship with Begich. Begich knows this to his core, and if anything is going to get him reelected, it's that. If Sullivan stands a chance, he's got to first understand that relationship and give the public a really good reason to break with it. Tonight, he laid the groundwork for that strategy, and I just couldn't disagree with that analogy more. Basically, she's saying the low information voters, although she characterized them in some noble way that, they don't look at labels. Yeah, they don't know anything. That's why you can't, if you're not a hardcore leftist and you support Mark Begich, you don't know jack. Mm-hmm. You don't know anything of what this guy stands for.
You don't think she was talking about the people who were Meade Treadwell or Joe Miller supporters?
I don't think so.
Or libertarians?
The right will go with Sullivan, and the left will go with Begich.
I think there's quite a few, though, that aren't going to go with Sullivan.
No, that's not going to happen. You guys are doing that now, putting up your little, it's like a 3-year-old, I want my milk. But when it comes down to it, you'll stop crying and screaming and throwing your tantrum if we give you time out. So all you Joe Miller babies, immature little babies, you can go ahead and have your little tissy fit now. We'll put up with it. But there's going to come a time we're going to put you in time out, and you're going to come out, and you're going to pull the vote. You're going to pull the lever for Dan Sullivan.
You're hoping, anyway.
It's my house. It's my rules. That's the way it's going to work. Or you can go live on your own. 714. It's my rules. That's the way it's going to work. Or you can go live on your own. 714.
Fagan and Biegel on Hot Talk KOAN and online at 1080KOAN.com.
So last week we told you that $5 was making a comeback at New Sagayan City Market. Well, this week it's even better. Right now, New Sagayan City Market have the same Copper River silvers we sold last week for $5 a pound, but this week they're just $4.99 a pound. The whole cleaned Copper River silver salmon, just $4.99 a pound, only at New Sagayan City Market. And, of course, our seafood ninjas will cut your fish any way you like it, absolutely free. So if you didn't fill your freezer last week, here's your last chance. Just $4.99 a pound for Copper River silvers, but hurry, they will go fast. For your barbecue, fresh pork spare ribs are special, just $3.09 a pound at New Sagayan City Market. Great price, $3.09 a pound. And how about this? First of the season, those sweet and juicy, extra fancy Valencia oranges. Oh, boy, are these good. Valencia oranges, just $1.49 a pound. Super deal. $5 still making a comeback this weekend at New Sagaya Midtown and City Market 13th and 9.
Is your IT department burdened with first-line support calls about printer jams and broken printers? Are individual departments purchasing expensive printer cartridges that get buried in office supply budgets? Is your printer support strategy really a printer replacement plan? Let Alaska Enterprise Solutions show you how to reduce those high print costs. AES is a Xerox professional agency in Alaska with Xerox's worldwide support behind them. You can reach us at aesalaska.com or 561-5100.
This is Dr. Ellenberg. Are you tired of taking medications? Your medications create more side effects than solutions. Do you want more than 15 minutes with your doctor? If you answer yes to those questions, you should consider calling the Ellenberg Center for Natural Medicine. At our center, we take the time to listen and focus on finding the cause of your health problems. Whether you have a cold, high blood pressure, diabetes, or cancer, we can help. Call the Ellenberg Center for Natural Medicine at 563-2366 or visit us online at drellenberg.com. We can help.
Well, howdy, I'm Nick Worthington, and the Labor Day Sell-a-thon is going on now at Giant Worthington Ford.
Here's your chance to get the car or truck you want and save big.
Make no payments for 90 days, and we have 0% financing available for 60 months.
Plus, we're offering up to a $1,500 bonus for your trade-in.
That's $1,500 on top of what it's worth, and you can use your PFD today.
Come check out the Chevy Equinox, just $69.50, or the Chevy Monte Carlo for $39.50.
Here's a Ford Explorer, just $99.50. And here's a Ford Expedition, just $10,900.
We've got over 1,000 vehicles on sale now for you to choose from, and you can use your PFD today. You don't have to wait.
It's the Giant Labor Day Sell-a-thon going on now at Giant Worthington Ford, 1950 Gamble, and we're open till midnight.
Stock numbers 07 Explorer Q1111, 05 Equinox 147414C, 08 Expedition Q1688, 01 Monte Carlo Q0935A. Unapproved credit, subject to prior sale. See dealer for details. Ends 8/28, 2014.
So it's Labor Day weekend, the kids are headed back to school, and that means your gardening is about over, right? Well, not exactly. This is the time to begin planting those things that'll need a good start to be beautiful next year. For instance, all the bare root trees and shrubs in Bell's Big Nurseries are sale priced at 50% off this weekend. And all the remaining perennials are 50% off as well. So look, this weekend you can add real value and beauty to your home and save big money at the same time. You know, your hanging baskets were so beautiful this year, it makes sense to take them down now and winter them over in Bell's greenhouse, where they'll be looked after all winter. However, space is limited and Bell's fills up early, so bring your baskets right away. October is the month for the big Zappies event at Bell's. It's Bell's annual Silver Restoration Clinic with the silver artisans from Zappies of Seattle. Call 345-4476 for the exact days to make your appointment with the experts. So many treasures at Bell's Nursery and Gifts on Specking Road and Bell's Nursery on Cranberry Road.
You're on with Fagan and Biegel in the morning.
It's a family a call today, 561-2257. Or do what I did, stop by their booth at the fair and find your own piece of Alaska. Johnson Investments, building memories for 45 years.
You're on with Fagan and Biegel in the morning on the top.
Well, good morning to you on this Thursday.
Yeah,
Thursday.
it's Thursday.
Thursday
I
morning.
almost corrected you. Friday. No, it's Friday.
19 minutes past 7 a.m. in the Fagan, Biegel, and Bonnie show. Bonnie Cameron, she's sitting right over there. I'm Dan Fagan. Glen Biegel is not present today. Remember that in homeroom? They'd call your name and say, present.
I went to private school.
They didn't take a roll call in private school?
No. There was only like 12 of us in the classroom.
12 of us. Wow. 569-1080. There were 2,400 in my high school. It was 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, all boys.
All boys.
All boys.
Wow.
They segregated the high schools in New Orleans because they didn't want the black guys dating the white girls.
What?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
So they punished us all.
Oh.
Isn't that crazy? The year after I graduated is when they segregated the schools with women. Or girls, I should say.
Wow.
Yeah. That's why I am the way I am. Now you know. 569-1080. 569-1080. if you were at the debate last night, we'd love to hear from you at the Wendy Williamson Auditorium. Let's go to Pete. Pete, you're on.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
I just wanted to comment. I don't think it's going to be as easy a win for Sullivan as you think. Even though the state mostly votes red, we love freebies in this state.
Yep.
And we know Mark Biegel is going to bring us freebies.
Yep.
And on top of that, of Anchorage, we know that at least half of the voting population is pretty much Democrat. I mean,
Yep.
how did he keep winning every year? And we know he's got the Bush vote for the most part.
Yep.
And so after that, it just comes down to libertarians, and libertarians, they can go either way, really, on a lot of stuff. And we're also just coming off one of the fattest PFDs ever.
Mm-hmm.
So people are going to be fat and happy.
Mm-hmm.
And when they're happy, they tend to vote Democrat.
Mm.
So I think it's going to be a struggle. He might win, he might not, but I still think Biegel has the upper hand, unfortunately.
Well, you make some great points, Pete, and I'll add another one. With the social media and the ground game today, I think Democrats have a real strategic advantage there. Younger people are now engaged in the political process. That's one of the things Facebook has done. People all of a sudden now are beginning to think more about politics because of Facebook posts that normally they would never have any exposure to any kind of politics.
And the pot vote.
And the pot vote. You're going to get
Yeah,
a lot of marijuana people out, people who like to smoke the reefer like Bonnie. They're going to be out in droves. Did I just get a spit take out of you?
Man,
Did I just get a spit take?
I almost lost it.
She was drinking her coffee, and do we have that on tape? We just got a spit take out of Bonnie.
Oh,
Yeah, I was switching cameras right when it was happening. We caught part of it.
No, I agree with you, Pete. But I also, but to the other side of the story is history, and it's so hard for a Democrat to win in a statewide race in Alaska.
Right. Well, and one of the things I've found particularly frustrating is, so not on purpose, but I don't have any Democratic friends. It's not that I'm against having Democrat friends, but
that's funny.
But of my friends, they're pretty much Republican or conservative, but they're basically unengaged in the political process, and they don't vote regularly.
Yeah.
Unless I basically call them on voting day and say, hey, you need to go vote, and even then, half the time they don't vote.
Right.
So if we could get the actual conservatives in the state to be engaged, I think still the majority of the state is really more socially conservative than they are physically conservative. That's why the state doesn't care about things as like Pebble Mine and things like that. People just, or offshore or drilling, they just zone out on it. But if we could just get them engaged in the first place, I think we could win a lot of lessons. But how to do that?
Yeah. No, I hear you. Well, you do believe Sullivan will win, but you just think it'll be a little bit tougher than I think.
I think it's going to be neck and neck right up to the end.
Oh, man.
That's hard to say.
How difficult is that going to be watching election night if you're right?
It's not difficult for me anymore because, after two elections of Barack Obama, I'm just kind of conceded that that's the way it's going to be, and I got to live through it.
Oh, man, I hope you're wrong. Thank you, Pete.
All right.
Well, that's a downer.
I'm telling you, I think he's right, and Bethany too.
Well, they may be right that it'll be closer, but I still have to look. This guy, you can't find anybody who's more opposed to Alaska's interest than Mark Biegel.
Yeah, and he's a born and bred Alaskan. That does not matter to me at all. I'm born and bred Alaskan. It doesn't matter to me. Somebody could move here last year and want to run for Senate, and if they have the same values that I do, I don't care how long they've lived here. I'll vote for them.
Yeah.
If they seem like a valid candidate.
Well, he played that card last night.
Oh yeah, he did. Mark Biegel did.
A couple of times. I know, Dan, you may not know how the city of Anchorage runs, and
Oh, and he even said that for the Senate. Well, let me give you a little, like he's been there for so long.
Right,
he knew a lot about going to the Senate too.
Right.
Whatever.
I think it's good for him. I think these debates are good because people who are not low information voters, who understand policies, to hear Mark Begich speak turns your stomach. If you're not a leftist and you believe in what leftists believe, and you actually understand the issues, to hear Mark, because the most hardcore Tea Party anti-Dan Sullivan guy out there, to hear Begich with his slithering little half-truths and trying to justify a $17 trillion debt. I just think for people like, Matt Johnson, who was Joe Miller's guy, and we're going to get him on, by the way. He didn't want to come on until he's still under contract with Joe next week. But he was sitting behind me.
Yeah.
I know Matt is a conservative to his core. And to see these two candidates and see such a contrast. This guy, Mark Begich, is a big government leftist, pro-death culture leftist. And to hear him try to pretend like he's not, conservatives can see that a mile away, not the low information voters. I understand your point earlier that he will fool some people, obviously. But for anybody who's a conservative or a small government person, a libertarian even, to hear Mark Begich talk, it's so obviously transparent that he's not being truthful about what he believes and what his record is. And so that's really good, because those little Joe Miller voters who are, throwing their fits, I want Joe or nobody, I want Joe or nobody. If it's not Joe, I'm not going to vote. They're going to come out of their little tantrum, and they're going to man up, and they're going to do the right thing, because Begich really helps bring them out of that little funk.
Well, you might be right for a few of them, but there's many who aren't going to.
They're just babies. They're real immature.
Okay.
Even to the point that they'll allow Begich to continue to run the country.
But he does talk so conservatively, and until you really, even if you write him and he writes you back, then it's clear how he feels about things. If he writes from the Senate, or if he responds to your mails or emails.
How could these Tea Party people look at a Dan Sullivan and say he's fake when you've got a full-blown communist like Mark Begich and not see he's fake?
Well, did you hear Bethany say that he said some things to her that made her think he would not give in? It's because...
You're talking about Sullivan.
Yes, it's because of his stance on things like the life issue, and the exceptions for that, and amnesty maybe not being completely, all the way for, a pathway to citizenship or whatever. It's because of things like that people think he's willing to compromise.
I don't know how many times the guy has to say it's against amnesty. I don't understand. What do you want him to do? Do you want him to say it's standing on his head?
No, I want him to come up with a plan other than just securing our borders and sending the children back to their parents.
Well, what's wrong with that plan? It's a great plan.
No, he just needs to expound on it.
Expound?
Yes.
I don't know what else. What do you need to know?
Well, like Joe Miller had, even you had really good points.
Even me? No. Like I'm a guy who can't have a plan?
No.
Even Dan Fagan.
You came up with it.
Dan Fagan come up with a plan, who cares?
You convinced me
even
more
Dan
than
Fagan
you convinced
is
me
able
more
to come
than
up
Dan
with
Sullivan.
something that makes sense. If Dan Fagan can do it, certainly Joe or Dan Sullivan should be able to do.
You just made my point. Yes.
729. Even.
You just made my point. Yes.
729. Even.
And now, the Fox News Business Report, brought to you by Mercedes-Benz of Anchorage. The best or nothing.
For the Fox Business.
Fagan and Biegel, weekday mornings from 6 to 9 a.m. on the Talk of the Valley, KVNT. Online at 1020kvnt.com.
This is Charles White with your Matsu Report. Members of the state's congressional delegation are asking the White House to work to resolve Russia's new ban on U.S. seafood. They say the ban is already harming Alaska's fishing industry. The largest union that represents workers on the Alaska Marine Highway System has accepted a 3-year contract offer. The Inland Boatmen's Union of the Pacific voted for ratification on Tuesday. Talks were still underway with two other unions that represent ferry workers. Another candidate has joined the race for mayor of Anchorage. 37-year-old Amy Dimboski would be the city's first female mayor if she's elected. The election is on April 7th. Finally, a pumpkin at the Alaska State Fair fell just a little short of setting a new record. Anchorage resident Dale Marshall presented a pumpkin that weighs 1,283 pounds. It was 3 pounds under the official record for heaviest pumpkin. KVNT, the talk of the valley.
Mostly cloudy with a shower in spots for today, high 57. Cloudy with brief showers tonight, low 50. Cloudy with a shower in spots for tomorrow, high 59. Tomorrow night, low 43. Saturday, cloudy with a bit of rain, high 59. Sunday, high 58 with rain. If the Valley's talking, you'll hear it here. KVNT, Valley News Talk 92.5 FM and 1020 AM.
Employers, you know valuable employees help grow your business. You want qualified, educated, friendly, and hardworking employees. Well, we have the perfect solution. Plan to be at the annual Jobs Fair, sponsored by Alaska Dispatch News and Alaska Integrated Media. It's at the Egan Center on September 10th from 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. There are still spots available for booths, so if you're a local business interested in participating, send an email to jobfair@adn.com. Come join us and find the next star of your team.
Introducing Alaska's first premier valet parking service, Alaska Park. It's stress-free, worry-free, and they'll even save you a few bucks on airport parking. No more rushing to the airport.
Cloudy skies with a passing shower for today, high 57. Cloudy with brief showers tonight, low 50. Tomorrow, clouds and sunshine with a shower in spots, high 59. Friday night, low 43. Saturday, mostly cloudy with some rain, high 59. And rain on Sunday, high 58. Hot Talk, breaking news, and the latest weather. KOAN 95.1 FM and 1080 AM.
As you drive the 2014 C-Class Sports Sedan and feel the agility control suspension lean expertly into a bend, you're not just turning a corner, you're turning a page. Because it's at that moment you discover the C-Class has left your old notions about a sports sedan far behind. With its direct injection engine, the C-Class delivers both superior efficiency and power, giving you an electrifying experience that exists only behind the wheel of one of the most stylish and luxurious automobiles of its kind. The 2014 C-Class rewrites the book on what a sports sedan can be. Get the 2014 C300 4MATIC Sports Sedan starting at $39,400.
MSRP for a 2014 C300 4MATIC Sports Sedan excludes all options, taxes, title, registration, transportation charge, and dealer prep. Options, model availability, and actual dealer price may vary. See dealer for details.
Mercedes-Benz of Anchorage. The best or nothing.
Did you know that one of the state's premier medical facilities is located right in the heart of South Anchorage? Thanks to the Alaska Neurology Center, there's no need to leave Alaska anymore when it comes to treating the nervous system. You'll receive the best care at the Alaska Neurology Center for epilepsy, cerebral palsy, brain injuries, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, Huntington's disease, multiple sclerosis, speech disorders, and they offer pain management as well. And if you're having trouble sleeping at night, the Alaska Neurology Center has the best sleep disorder experts in the state. They also have the most sophisticated MRI imaging technology in Alaska. If you need relief from stress or from migraines, relax in their luxurious spa. At the Alaska Neurology Center, their massage therapists are amazing, and they offer hydrotherapy, infrared sauna, hot and cold therapy, and shiatsu massage. And their medical spa also offers facials and waxing. The Alaska Neurology Center, located on Diamond and Old Seward.
Glen Biegel, you have beautiful teeth.
Why, thank you, Dan Fagan. That's because my family and I have gone to Dr. Dan Kiley for years.
I get scared at the dentist.
Dr. Kiley knows people like you are afraid, so he creates a relaxed atmosphere at his office. People actually like going to the dentist with Dr. Kiley.
I know it's important to have good dental health.
And you look better with good teeth. And Dr. Kiley offers cosmetic dentistry along with general care.
Visit Dr. Dan Kiley at lakeotisdental.com. Call him at 562-9209.
Hot Talk KOAN, man. You're on with Fagan and Biegel. 1080KOAN.com. Fagan and Biegel. Weekday mornings from 6 to 9 a.m. on the Talk of the Valley. KVNT.
7:35 in the morning. We'd love to hear from you. Fagan, Biegel, and Bonnie. Biegel's off today. There's Bonnie Cameron right over there. I'm Dan Fagan. Give us a call, 569-1080, 569-1080. We'd love to hear from you this morning, anything that's on your mind. Mike Daniels with Country Financial, his team, they have 13 locations in Alaska. If you go see a country representative, they're going to put you on the right path to a successful financial life. Not only have a successful financial life as you grow toward retirement, but once you get to retirement, it will be worry-free because you will have made the right decisions under the wisdom and information that Mike Daniels and his country financial representatives have. They'll ask the right questions. They'll make sure you have enough insurance. They know their stuff. Financial planning is what they do. They've helped so many Alaskans get to where they need to go. You know, financial planning, it's a destination, it's a route, it's a road, and they can keep you on the right path. Country Financial, 13 locations in Alaska, 5 in Anchorage, 5 in the Valley. Here's the number, 866-COUNTRY, 866-COUNTR. Oh, what am I doing? Country is spelled.
You were doing fine. COUNTRY.
I need to start sleeping better at night. I'm not as sharp. 569-1080, 569-1080. Michael Chambers is with us. He ran the debate last night. The organization you're with, Michael, is what again?
It's United for Liberty.
How'd you think it went?
Actually, you know, I was very impressed with Dan Sullivan. I thought he was extremely well prepared. I think it was the best debate that he's had this election season.
Yeah, I agree. He was much better than he was in the primary. What do you think the Libertarian Joe Miller Tea Party crowd came away thinking of Sullivan last night, and in light of him contrasting himself with Biegel?
You know, actually, I think that it was a good debate, and they're going to have, reason to, give some consideration there. I don't know if there was a lot of them there, but it was streamed live, and there was a tremendous amount of them that were actually online. I do have the exit poll that I could break to you.
Okay.
You got exclusive. You've got exclusive rights here. I do want to tell you, Dan, that we had a third lightning round that we were going to go through with the and the very first question on the third lightning round with the whiteboards was, who's your favorite radio talk show host in Anchorage? So I'm sorry we didn't get there.
Well, we know Dan Sullivan answers would have been Bonnie Cameron.
Of course.
There you go. So here's how the poll broke down. Obviously, not everybody took the poll. But the Democrats got 94, the Republicans got 81, so it was very close in that regard, and neither got 14. It was really interesting how it did break down as far as the poll. With the independents, Sullivan got 40 and Biegel got 71. So that was real interesting in that regard. As far as with the Republicans, the Democrats actually voted 8 for Dan Sullivan, and with the Democrats, there were 4 Republicans that went over and voted for Mark Biegel. So there was a little bit of spillover back and forth with regard to the party affiliation.
So who came out with the most?
The most was Mark Biegel with 94.
2.
And then Dan Sullivan had 81. So it was.
Yeah, I thought it was about half and half with the crowd.
Yeah. I think that's how it really came out. We certainly appreciate everybody coming out to it, and I enjoyed seeing you there.
I was very confused. Oh, thank you. I was very confused by the format because the candidate would get like 30 seconds, and then they'd get another 90 seconds, but there wouldn't be another question. It was very confusing. What was all that about?
Well, sometimes we want to make sure that, if a candidate during their 90 seconds that they brought up the other candidate, that we wanted to make sure that they had an opportunity immediately to rebut that.
And why did, a couple of questions. One, why did the candidates get the questions in advance? And my second question is, there was a moment there where they actually started to debate when Sullivan started to question Biegel on Obamacare, and Dan Cuddy jumped in and said, no, we don't want any of this, going back and forth. I mean, that's what a debate is. Why was debating so minimized, and it was more like just speech giving?
Actually, the particular reason, it was just the 7 questions that it was the beginning that we actually gave to them ahead of time, and in particular, these were some serious questions. One, and we didn't want the candidates. This is the very first debate that they have, and both of these guys are very nervous. In fact, they were so nervous that I had requested for them to put their ads on their Facebook pages, and neither one of them did. And I think it was just because, they were real nervous, and I don't know if they wanted to play to a very large crowd. And so with United for Liberty, we don't want to have them feel like it was a gotcha moment. We wanted them to be prepared, which I think both of them were. But those questions were some very serious questions.
But when you give the questions in advance, you're not going to get their heart. You're going to get their team gather around a room and strategize over what the best answer is. And then, I mean, who cares about all that? That's what they do in spin rooms. We want to hear the candidate's heart. I've had the president of Exxon once said he wants to come on my show, and I said, sure. I said, but he said, we got to have the questions in advance. I said, no, we don't do that. You don't give the questions in advance ever, because you lose your credibility. And to me, I'm just hearing rehearsed speeches last night. And even when it got to the point when there was a debate and it started to get interesting, Dave Cuddy jumped in and said, oh, no, we don't want any of that. I mean, debating is what built this country. You look at the Founding Fathers and you read the transcripts of how they debated. I mean, who wants to hear another speech?
No, and you've got a very good point there, but let me make this point. Is that, United for Liberty is actually laying the stage for these folks. They've got 13 debates going forward. And so we're actually laying the stage for all of the debates to get these guys, because we're the first out of the block. We did that in a sense to get them kind of in the motion. And I understand what you're saying, that, it took away from this particular debate, but I would much prefer to assist both candidates in the sense of laying the motion out there and getting them in the moment. And now as they go forward in these other debates, I'm certainly sure that they're going to get exactly what you're talking about.
Well, for the people who were there last night and are, their time is very valuable, and I would include myself in that number, to have the candidates have a dress rehearsal without really debating, wasted a lot of our time, in my opinion. I mean, that sounds a little harsh, Michael, but I mean that was just a lot. It was just a lot of speech making last night.
They didn't request that, did they? They didn't request that.
No, actually, no. That's the way that we formatted. But again, there was a tremendous amount of input. A lot of people wrote comments. There was, I would say, probably 90% of the people indicated that they really appreciated it and really enjoyed it. And I don't know if they're just patronizing the event, but they actually sincerely appreciated it. And of course, a lot of the comments that I got, I only found there was one dissenter in the crowd.
Well, Michael, I know you guys worked hard on it, and you did do a service to the political process.
Time,
I appreciate your call, and I appreciate your effort last night.
You bet.
We got to take a break. 7:44 is the time. Call, and I appreciate your effort last night.
You bet.
We got to take a break. 7:44 is the time.
Don't just sit there. Give them a call. 569-1080. Join the conversation. KOAN.
Well, howdy, I'm Nick Worthington, and the Labor Day Sell-a-thon is going on now at Giant Worthington Ford.
Here's your chance to get the car or truck you want and save big.
Make no payments for 90 days, and we have 0% financing available for 60 months.
Plus, we're offering up to a $1,500 bonus for your trade-in.
That's $1,500 on top of what it's worth, and you can use your PFT today.
Come check out the Chevy Equinox, just $69.50, or the Chevy Monte. Here again.
Explorer, just $99.50. Here's a Ford Expedition, just $10,900.
We've got over 1,000 vehicles on sale now for you to choose from, and you can use your PFD today. You don't have to wait.
It's the Giant Labor Day Sell-a-thon going on now at Giant Worthington Ford, 1950 Gamble, and we're open till midnight.
Equinox 147-414C. 08 Expedition Q1688. 01 Monte Carlo Q0935A. On approved credit. Subject to prior sale. See dealer for details. Ends 8/28/2014.
Here. What do you believe the root cause of the problem is? And as Alaska's U.S. Senator, thinking of what you can do at the national level, be specific, and what are your solutions?
And I think this is part of the problem with career politicians. You know, when you ran for office for the U.S. Senate,
You're on with Fagan and Biegel.
Mercedes-Benz of Anchorage. The best or nothing.
Fagan, Biegel. Weekdays, 6.
$7:48 Thursday morning. Good morning to you. On this 28th day of August, I'm Dan Fagan. That's Bonnie Cameron. She's right over there. She's no longer a woman scorned when it comes to Dan Sullivan, and we're happy that she's now in her right mind.
I've convinced you?
That the temper tantrum is over.
No, I don't know about that. You've still got to convince me.
569-1080. 569-1080. Lynn, Massachusetts. You ever been to Massachusetts?
I remember swimming at Cape Cod, but that's about it when I was little.
Just visiting there?
Yes.
Judith Flanagan Kennedy. She is the mayor of Lynn, Massachusetts. You know, Barack Obama is taking in all of these immigrants, and he's dumping them on different states. We've only got 5. Bobby Jindal down in Louisiana has got like thousands. Lynn, Massachusetts Mayor Judith Flanagan told reporters at a national press conference in Washington, D.C., that the large number of illegal aliens from Guatemala who've been dumped into her town are enrolling in the city's public schools. Problem is, many of them, this is a direct quote, are adults with graying hair and have more wrinkles than I have, unquote.
What?
Why not get an education? It's free. One of the things that we did notice, she says, when we were processing some of these students coming in, is that they were adults. She added that the federal government will not allow school officials to verify their ages, even though one of the students turned out to be 35 years old. It's insanity. This is the party of Mark Begich. She says there are people with graying temples, hair around their temples. There are people with more wrinkles than I have around my eyes. We were told through a directive from the Department of Justice that we are not to question or attempt to verify the ages of any of these students.
Eric Holder's got to go.
Kennedy said that she and the school superintendent in Lynn wanted to know why the number of students from Guatemala almost doubled from 56 who enrolled during 2013 to 101 during 2014. She said, we have no ability to confront the student directly and demand an accurate age. Every once in a while, we'll be able to determine that someone is well above the age at which they would be entitled to an education on the taxpayer's dime. For example, if the student does not show up for a few days of class, we send our truant officer to find out what's going on at their home. One example, the woman who answered the door said he's 35 years old. He's not going to show up at school today. But we cannot, says Mayor, per DOJ guidelines, ask them for any more verification of age. It does become very frustrating.
Just when I think I've heard it all. Now, this Kennedy, she's obviously a Kennedy.
Oh, well, no, I don't think, because she's a...
You don't think she's
she
related?
Would never, I don't think that she's a part of the Kennedy clan, just because she's from Massachusetts. If she were, she'd be loving this.
Right, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't surprise me.
In May, the Department of Justice, headed by your friend Eric Holder, the most corrupt Attorney General the country's ever had, bar none.
Yes.
Issued a statement to public schools reminding them that they are legally required to enroll all children, regardless of their immigration status. Well, remember Jeff in here saying you can't get an education?
Oh yeah. And then my cousin down in New Mexico is a 4th grade teacher, and he posted the other day on Facebook that he was nervous about school starting because he didn't have his he hadn't brushed up on his Spanish.
Yeah. Here was what the DOJ statement said. You must ensure that you do not discriminate on the basis of race, color, or national origin, and that students are not barred from enrolling in public schools at the elementary and secondary level on the basis of their own citizenship or immigration status of that or the parents or guardian. Under federal law, the term child means any person within the age limits to which the state provides free public education. In Massachusetts, those between the ages of 3 and 21 are eligible for a free education.
Free. There's that free again.
I know. But that's why Obama doesn't want you to ask the age.
Mm-hmm.
This is Mark Begich's party. This is his team. This is who he's helping advance. If he gets reelected, they will continue to be in power. You know, there are 6 seats up in the Senate that we need to win.
Mm-hmm.
3 of them, Republicans are way ahead. 3 other ones are called toss-ups.
Yes.
Begich is one of those.
Mm-hmm. Who are the other ones? Do you know offhand? Mary Landrieu?
No.
Isn't she one?
She's done. She's not a toss-up.
Minnesota.
Al Franken's one. I don't remember the other one. and then Begich.
Yeah. I'll have to find that out because, you know, not only do we need to support, I can't believe I'm saying this, Dan Sullivan.
Our little girl's grown up, Brian. Look at her. Remember when she used to go in the corner and just throw her tantrums and scream, and we'd ignore her. We know she changed. And now look at her. She's all mature. Isn't that sweet? They grow up so fast these days.
Sometimes I should just shut up. But not only do we need to support him,
Dan Sullivan.
But
That's
we
music to
also
my
need
ears.
to support these other states.
Can I get you a Sullivan sign? Do you need one for your yard?
I got one for you. I'm not taking it. It took enough for me to go to that booth and get one of those signs.
There's Brian got one. 569-1080. 569-1080. Greg, you're on.
Hey, good morning, Dan. And who you got there, Cameron?
Bonnie. Greg, we met. Come on now.
Cameron. Hey,
Were you there last night, Greg?
Yeah, I was there. I was wondering, Dan, what you thought about who won or didn't win.
Well, I thought, I understand that 70 to 80% of what comes out of Mark Begich's mouth is half true or completely false. So it's very hard for me to say he wins any debates. Now, for the low information voter sitting there, not understanding the facts, I suppose they could have said Begich won. But I thought it was a slam dunk for Sullivan. What'd you think?
Well, the point you make about the criteria for determining a win or a loss is critical to this, because if it's just a superficial who looked best and whose hair was nice, that's the thing. I would say that there were some opportunities that were missed that Dan Sullivan could have taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Although I do agree with you, the one time when he was going to do that, he did get cut off due to the formatting.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But tie base typically goes to the runner, and I believe in politics the runner's the incumbent often. And I'm very, very concerned that we've now set ourselves up with a Begich win next time.
Well,
and,
you know Dick Morris. You know who he is?
Yes.
Political pundit, used to work for Clinton.
Oh, yeah.
And I think he worked for a Republican president, too. He was doing analysis of the Alaska race. I get an email from him. He sends out to people. That doesn't be directly comes to everybody, but he was talking about that he was talking about the three races that are in contention, the Begich race being one of them, and that anytime it's this close, and he had Begich up by 1 point when he took the aggregate of all the polls. He said anytime it's this close, there was some undecided, but not many. The undecided almost always swing against the incumbent, because if they haven't made up their mind to vote for him by now, they're not going to. So he felt like that Begich would lose because of that.
Yeah, well, I take polls in general with a grain of salt, and the pundits like Morris and Carl Rove with his chalkboard with a grain of salt, too, because often they're wrong.
Greg, can you hold for a minute? Because I want to talk to you about the debate last night. 7:58, we'll continue Fagan, Biegel, and Bonnie.
Weekend.
$30,000.
Our hanging baskets were so beautiful this year, it makes sense to take them down now and winter them over in Bell's greenhouse, where they'll be looked after all winter. However, space is limited and Bell's fills up early, so bring your baskets right away. October is the month for the big Zappies event at Bell's. It's Bell's annual Silver Restoration Clinic with the silver artisans from Zappies of Seattle. Call 345-4476 for the exact days to make your appointment with the experts. So many treasures at Bell's Nursery and Gifts on Specking Road and Bell's Nursery on Cranberry Road.
Not just talk. Hot talk. KOAN, Anchorage. 95.1 FM, 1080 AM.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lisa Brady. Russia will have some explaining to do at a UN Security Council meeting today amid reports of Russian tanks and troops launching an attack in Ukraine. Fox News Radio, Simon Owen, live in our European Bureau.
Elisa, Ukraine's president accusing Russia of deploying soldiers onto Ukrainian soil, with Ukraine alleging a number of Russian tanks fired missiles at a border post earlier before entering the country. NATO says 1,000 Russian soldiers have been deployed and are in direct contact with Ukrainian forces. Ukraine's military had been beating back pro-Russian rebels in eastern Ukraine, but a new front in the conflict is now opening up in the southeast of the country. Lisa.
Meantime, Simon, the UN also discussing the growing threat from ISIS militants in Iraq and Syria. Dozens of peacekeepers detained in Syria. Fox News Radio's Kimberly Adams monitoring this live from Cairo. The UN says an armed group captured the peacekeepers this morning near Syria's contested border with Israel. Fighting between the Syrian army and rebels at Golan Heights area has escalated recently. Yesterday, rebels seized a border crossing, killing at least 20 Syrian army soldiers. Wayward fire has also crossed the border into Israel, wounding at least one Israeli army soldier. The UN says it's making every effort to get the peacekeepers back. Several peacekeepers detained earlier this year were eventually released. Lisa? Kimberly, thanks. The search for a missing rabbinical student from New Jersey called off in Israel, where a body has been found in a forest not far from where the 23-year-old went missing last week while hiking. Sources tell Fox News there are no signs of violence on the body found, no ID yet. Late word that Joan Rivers is hospitalized in New York, reportedly after a complication during surgery. Mount Sinai not confirming that the 81-year-old comedian is there. You're listening to Fox News Radio, fair and balanced.
Attention homeowners. I'm Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans, and I have some important information for you regarding the U.S. government's Home Affordable Refinance Program, or HARP. We've told you about HARP in the past, and more than 3 million homeowners have already taken advantage of this money-saving program. But there are so many more of you who could be saving hundreds of dollars every month on your mortgage. And Quicken Loans is here to help you save your money. The home loan experts at Quicken Loans fully understand the HARP guidelines. If you weren't HARP eligible in the past, new guidelines could mean that now you are. Give us a call and we'll give you a Quicken Loans mortgage review. It's simple and easy. And for 4 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. Call 800-QUICKEN. That's 800-QUICKEN. Or go to QuickenLoans.com for a mortgage experience that's engineered to amaze.
For J.D. Power award information, visit jdpower.com. Payment example excludes taxes and insurance costs. For cost information, equal housing lender, license in all 50 states.
The ranger station.
I'd like to report a bear hug.
Okay.
I put out my campfire and Smokey Bear hugged me.
So you drowned the fire, you stirred it, drowned it again, and felt that it was cold?
Uh-huh.
Yep, he's just letting you know you did good.
Bear hug from Smokey Bear. Status update.
I'm going to let you go now. There are many ways to start a fire, but one sure way to put it out. Learn how you can do your part at SmokeyBear.com.
Sponsored by the U.S. Forest Service Ad Council and your state forester.
Here we go again. More false, misleading attack ads from outsiders. The culprit? Mark Begich. Senator Begich is siding with his D.C. friends once again, supporting more negative ads from anti-Alaska outsiders, telling us what to do. Dan Sullivan stood up for us, telling the Washington special interest to stay out of Alaska. Sullivan proposed a plan to stop the mudslinging so this election could stay focused on the issues. But the Anchorage Daily News reports Begich refused to sign Sullivan's proposal. Mark Begich votes with Barack Obama 97% of the time. Now Begich is hoping that anti-gun liberals and anti-energy extremists from the lower 48 will buy this election instead of letting Alaskans decide. As our senator, Dan Sullivan will stand up for Alaska and fight back against Barack Obama and his D.C. allies.
I'm Dan Sullivan. I'm running for the U.S. Senate, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Sullivan for U.S. Senate.
When I grew up, I want to be a pro basketball player.
An elementary school teacher.
No matter what dream you choose or where you are in life, Country Financial helps you and your family grow your own way.
Or maybe a veterinarian. A mom, a doctor, and president of the United States. Maybe an astronaut or, an Olympic gymnast.
You can grow your own way. We know some dreams take a little longer to achieve. which is why your local country financial representative offers helpful advice on everything, from auto and home insurance to financial planning, education to retirement, and business insurance too, so that you can continue to grow and dream.
Or maybe an accountant, like my dad.
For more information, visit countryfinancial.com or call 1-866-COUNTRY. Country Financial. Grow your own way.
Glenn, every once in a while you find a hidden gem right here in Anchorage.
You're talking about the Snow Leopard Boutique.
I am.
Owner Eileen Bear has an amazing eye for beauty.
For decorating ideas, it doesn't get any better than Snow Leopard Boutique.
They have 2,400 square feet of everything you need to beautify yourself and your home.
Glenn, I noticed a calming atmosphere the moment I walked in.
Dan, how about those chocolate truffles?
Yeah, and you can wash them down with a free latte.
The Snow Leopard Boutique
At the corner of Tudor and Old Seward.
You're on with Fagan and Biegel in the morning. Give him a call, 569-1080.
Status or make contribution changes. This message sponsored by the Alaska Department of Revenue and aired by ABA and this station.
You're on with Fagan and Biegel in the morning on the Talk of the Valley, KVNT.
All right, welcome back. 608. 806. Yeah, 608 would mean like we were 2 hours and 2 minutes ago.
You just want to keep going.
I want to do this show forever. Let's just do the show all day. Let's go till 6 o'clock tonight. You up for it, Brian? You in? Brian's in. You in, Bonnie?
No.
That's overtime, right?
That's a no.
569-1080. We're talking to Greg, who was at the debate last night. Greg, what'd you think? What'd you think of it overall, and it specifically? Because I saw a lot of Tea Party folks there I recognized. What do you think? How do you think Mr. Sullivan did in trying to convince the Bonnie Camerons of the world that he's not Lisa Murkowski?
Well, I think for him, he did pretty well. I think he needs some coaching as to how to interact effectively with Begich at this point. I mean, that's the whole game, and I would encourage him to take advantage of some offers that have been made to him that he's rejected thus far, because he's going to still have to earn my vote. And I've written a little contract with Alaskans, a pledge that I'm going to submit to him, and that's my approach to trying to get him to lean towards what I consider to be more firm positions on the things that I want to see.
For example?
Well, I want him to make a commitment that there will be no effort to encourage anti-Second Amendment legislation that comes up from time to time. I don't want to give you the whole thing right here because there's a meeting coming up pretty soon, and I just don't want to divulge everything here, but there's at least two of the things on my 5-item list that he's already agreed to, so this shouldn't be too hard for him to do. And
so if he agrees to all 5, you'll vote for him?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And if he disagrees with one of the 5, what will you do?
I don't know for sure right now. It's a long time between now and when I hopefully can get his answers and the election. And yes, I understand that the Begich has got to be defeated. However, my vote is my vote, and I've heard all the arguments out there, and I've always voted for the lesser of the evils in the past. I don't consider Sullivan to be evil. Don't get me wrong there, but at some point, look at where that's gotten us. I mean, we've got Republicans running the House. We took it last time around, and what do? I know Sullivan was saying we had $17 trillion in debt. I think you can round that closer to $18 trillion now, or not debt, but debt. And that was both parties, right?
Yep.
Well, and Greg, you're the type of voter that Dan Sullivan is going to have to try to convince. Glen the other day made a comment that he's going to have to convince him, but not really, because Glen is an anybody but Begich guy. And so Dan Sullivan doesn't really have to convince him of anything. It's people like you that he's going to have to convince, correct?
Well, there's a lot of people that are more hardcore than me probably that have stayed away from the polls before and will not pinch their nose and vote for the lesser of the evils. I have never done that in the past. I've always made it down there and said, okay, I understand strategically that, I have to do this and whatever. But, one of the things on my list I'll throw out there for you is to ensure that there's no multinational treaties, that's UN treaties, that he would vote to ratify. Small arms treaties, law of the sea, you name it, none of them. That is so critical to me because, Dan, I know what you think of the United Nations, and you agree with me that to empower the United Nations is not in our best interest.
Well, somebody sent me some clips of me Treadwell, recent clips, recent within the last 5 years. And man, was he ever bullish on the law of the sea? And he says he isn't now, and I've actually talked to Phyllis Schlafly about it. You know who she is, huh, Greg?
Oh yeah.
And she just describes it as just a disaster for America. I think the UN is a corrupt, anti-Semitic. They put people like Syria and Iran on the Human Rights Commission for the UN. We should kick them out of the country. We should not give them a dime. And I agree with you. And to sign any kind of UN treaty is just silly. So I hear you. You're right. I don't know that Dan Sullivan believes what I believe about the UN. He may not. He may not have come to understand what a corrupt organization it is. But I'm still, even if he sang the praises of the UN as Reed Treadwell has, I'd still have to vote for him because Mark Begich is wrong on every issue. If Dan Sullivan's wrong on 3 or 4 issues that are important to me, but you got a guy who's literally wrong on every issue, I gotta go with the guy who's wrong on fewer issues.
But do you see that our point is that with a Dan Sullivan, maybe not Dan Sullivan, but more Lisa Murkowski types, the country will go down slowly as opposed to just one quick rip of the Band-Aid.
Yeah, but Greg, you would agree with me. There's a world of difference between a Lisa, I want gays in the military, I'm for cap and trade, I'm the darling of the pro-abortion movement, Murkowski, and a Dan Sullivan.
A world of difference? I guess that's semantics there. He's considerably different. I'll agree with you.
I mean, listen to his answers last night. If Lisa Murkowski had been in that place and she was the nominee, you would have got vastly different answers from her than you did from Sullivan last night.
Well, I'd also like to remind everybody that you got to be careful about believing what you hear.
That's right.
You've got to research and go back and find out what people have associated themselves with in terms of legislation or
that's fair.
Or bodies or whatever. But anything as far as United Nations is concerned, anything that we need to do in regard to developing resources offshore, for instance, that the law of the sea would ultimately prevent us from doing, if you want to get into it deeply, all those things can be solved like they've always been solved in the past with bilateral treaties and or presidential proclamations. Of course, under this administration, there's no proclamation worthy of anything except for robbing our Constitution that Obama's involved in.
Right.
But the territory, that we're concerned about as far as transiting through the Bering Strait and all that kind of stuff. None of that the UN has to have their nose in at all.
Yep, I agree. Greg, I appreciate your call.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks so much. Speaker of the House, Mike Chenault, he's coming up next. We'll hear from the Speaker right after this brief break. 569-1080 is the number. You're listening to Dan Fagan, Bonnie Cameron. You're listening to Dan Fagan, Bonnie Cameron.
You're on with Fagan and Biegel. Give them a call, 569-1080, KOAN.
Find a job you'll enjoy going to every day. Maybe find a new career. Come to the annual Jobs Fair on September 10th at the Egan Center from 10:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. You'll have the chance to meet with more than 60 businesses. Dress your best and come to meet local employers looking for employees just like you. Change your future. September 10th at the Egan Center. Free resume evaluations and resume updating assistance on site. Full-time, part-time, and seasonal jobs available. The Fall Job Fair, sponsored by Alaska Dispatch News and Alaska Integrated Media.
Who was the last Alaska governor to see 16,000 new jobs created on his watch? Was it Wally Hickel, Jay Hammond, Bill Egan? The last governor to see 16,000 new jobs is our current governor, Sean Parnell. Alaska is in the middle of a jobs boom. Since Sean Parnell took office, the Alaska economy has produced some 16,000 new jobs. And you can bet there are more jobs coming. Listen to Jim Huffman, president of a trucking company in Fairbanks.
This year we are buying new trucks, hiring new people. I could put 20 truck drivers to work tomorrow if we could find them. I give the credit to Governor Parnell.
Alaska's economy is back on track. 16,000 new Alaska jobs since Sean Parnell became our governor. That's why Parnell 2014, Box 100719, Anchorage, paid for this message.
Do you own your own business? Are you thinking about starting one? Are you an employee who wants to get the job done the right way and move up the corporate ladder? Well, this is the show for you. Innovation, technology, and professional business advice you can use. Listen to Getting Down to Business with David Weatherholt on Hot Talk KOAN 95.5 FM and 1080 AM every Saturday from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Your small business resource with advice you can use.
As you drive the 2014 C-Class Sports Sedan and feel the agility control suspension lean expertly into a bend, you're not just turning a corner, you're turning a page. Because it's at that moment you discover the C-Class has left your old notions about a sports sedan far behind. With its direct injection engine, the C-Class delivers both superior efficiency and power, giving you an electrifying experience that exists only behind the wheel of one of the most stylish and luxurious automobiles of its kind. The 2014 C-Class rewrites the book on what a sports sedan can be. Get the 2014 C300 4MATIC Sports Sedan starting at $39,400.
MSRP for a 2014 C300 4MATIC Sports Sedan excludes all options, taxes, title, registration, transportation charge, and dealer prep. Options, model availability, and actual dealer price may vary. See dealer for details.
Mercedes-Benz of Anchorage. The best or nothing.
This is Herb Ekman with Alaska Sausage. I have some news for you hunters. Our specials this year include our famous bratwurst, pastrami, Polish hot dog. Our specials are always very popular, and I believe you're really going to love these. We have been processing game meat for Alaskan hunters for over 45 years. We know superior product starts with superior meat, and that's why we only accept clean game meat that's been well cared for before it gets to us. Our traditional old-world recipes turn your carefully prepared meat into superior products. You will be happy to serve your family and friends.
Alaska Sausage, 2914 Arctic Boulevard. And for our Valley customers, there's no need to bring your game all the way to Anchorage. Now you can simply drop your clean, boneless meat at Smoked Alaska Seafoods in Wasilla, where Alaska Sausage will pick it up, complete your order, and bring it back to you.
Just tell them Herb sent you.
Hot Talk KOAN, man.
Competitive marketplace. Don't call 1-800-WHO-CARES. Call Royal Business Systems at 563-4118. That's 563-4118. Or visit us at akcopy.net.
Fagan and Biegel. Weekday mornings from 6 to 9 a.m. on the Talk.
All right, welcome back to the broadcast. 19 minutes past the hour. Dan Fagan here. Bonnie Cameron sitting right over there. We're thrilled to welcome to the broadcast the Speaker of the House, State Representative Mike Chenault. How are you, Mr. Speaker?
Hey, Dan. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm really good, and I appreciate you giving us a little bit of your time this morning. I'm hearing some amazing reports from the Kenai Peninsula and the economy there, how things are going. Can you give us an update?
Yeah, Dan, the economy right now is booming pretty well in the oil field sector. We've got a number of new companies moving in. We've got a lot of folks working.
What do you attribute that to?
Well, I attribute it to the right investment climate. A few years back, Representative Hawker and I and Senator McGuire and Senator Wagner passed the Cook Inlet Recovery Act, and that was majorly pushed by Representative Hawker. And what it has done is it has brought hundreds of millions of dollars of investment into the Cook Inlet, and where we were talking a few years ago about bringing LNG from some other foreign country into Alaska to heat our homes, not only here on the peninsula but in Anchorage. Now we're talking about, and we have restarted the ConocoPhillips LNG facility, and we're exporting gas because that investment, along with the right tax climate, has brought hundreds of millions of dollars of investment into the Cook Inlet.
Mr. Speaker, when you look at, and I'm not trying to blow smoke your way here, but when you look at what has been accomplished under you as the Speaker of the House, and believe me, I'm not a overly complimentary person, but I think an argument can be made that you are one of the best speakers we've ever had. And let's look at the evidence. You talk about the Cook Inlet, the turnaround there. You look at the mess that we had with ACES and the turnaround there, SB 21. You look at the advancement we've had with the moving toward the gas pipeline, fixing the cruise ship initiative. This happened under your speakership. We have to give the Senate credit. We have to give the governor credit, but I really don't think the legislature in Alaska and the governor get enough credit for the right direction we have been put on in the state economy-wise.
Well, and Dan, I can't take all the credit for that. I am just one of 60 folks down in Juneau, but I truly feel that if Alaskans are working, we can do without a lot of programs that we have in place. And I am a development, whether it be oil and gas or whether it be mining issues. I'm a pro-development person, and that's what the folks in my district, if you look at them, majority of them either work in the oil industry or gas industry, or they receive a benefit from that, whether it's their family working in it or whether they've got a business that relies on oil and gas. And certainly, here on the Kenai, we've got a booming tourism industry, and we've got commercial fishing and sports fishing issues here that we deal with on a regular basis. But, it's the oil industry, whether we like it or not. It's the oil industry in Alaska that provides 92% of every dollar that goes into the state coffers, and thousands of jobs associated with that. And that's what makes Alaska go right now.
Well, as you know, we're in the political season. How do you see this all shaking out on November 4th as far as the Republicans maintaining a strong control in the House and the Senate?
Yeah, and I've looked a little bit at the Senate races. I think that they will be, the Republicans will still be in control there, and the House will have a majority in the House, whether that's the 30 that we currently have or whether that's 28 or it might be 34. I don't know. But I think that, we're going to have a strong presence still in Juneau. We'll still be, the majority will still be in power. And, I don't know all the issues that are going to come up, but I do know that, education is going to be a hot topic, as it usually is every year. And the biggest thing that we've got to tackle is the budget, the operating budget, and how do we control that growth that is mostly due to program increases of it's driven by insurance. And so, there's lots of things there. We've tried to enact a few laws. One was House Bill 30 a couple of years ago, where we're going to do independent audits of each of our departments and go through and look at all of the programs, see if they're working as they were intended to. And if they're not, then that gives us a better idea on where to look as far as saving money at the state level.
I know you've heard of Brad Keithley, the oil and gas attorney here. He's got this thing where he wants to he wants to give money to candidates to sign his pledge. Apparently that's not legal according to APOC, but one of the things that he has a lot of heartache with, which of course did not start with you, it's been a long tradition in the legislature as far as I can tell, this idea that if you want to join the House Majority Caucus, you have to pledge in advance that you will vote yes on the budget. What is your thought on that? Because I know it's the way it's been done forever. I remember talking to John Harris about it. Remember talking to Pete Cott about it. It's nothing new, but it just doesn't seem right, does it?
It is the rule, and could it be changed? I guess it possibly could be. But you have to understand too, the rule also allows you, because you're in the majority, that all during the session, each member of the legislature is on at least one and normally 2 or 3 different subcommittees. They get a choice on which subcommittees they would like to sit on, so they get to help craft that budget the entire way.
Yeah.
And they have the opportunity the entire session to make changes to that budget that they don't like.
Right.
And, if they can make those changes, if they can get the majority to agree to that, then those changes happen. Yeah. But I think that if you didn't have something similar to that in place, and maybe that's not the right thing to do, but if you didn't have something similar to that in place, what you would end up with is stalemate at the end of the session, and not being able to pass a budget because maybe there was $100 item in there I didn't like.
Right.
So
right.
I'm just going to say no.
Yeah.
And
well,
so
no, your point's well taken. And Keithley, when he presents this, he makes it sound like the legislator has no say in the budget, and they have to blindly support whatever is in front of him. And you're right; it's more complicated than that, and there is an opportunity to get your.
There's numerous opportunities for him to do that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair point. Mr. Speaker, thanks so much. You've been playing much golf?
Hey, no problem.
You've been playing much golf down on the peninsula?
Oh, not as much as I'd like to. But,
yeah.
Had family things going on, and naturally campaigning, and
sure.
And then just being the speaker, it seems like somebody somewhere would like for you to attend some meeting that they have. And,
sure.
It's an everyday occurrence.
Well, thank you very much for your time, Mr. Speaker. We appreciate it.
Dan, thanks for having me on.
All right, that's Speaker of the House, Mike Chenault. Let's take a quick break. The time currently 8:29. You're listening to Dan Fagan and Bonnie Cameron. Bonnie Cameron.
KOAN and online at 10.
Jansen's Eagle River Funeral Home. Jansen Funeral Homes, where just like family, they're there when you need them.
With KOAN News, I'm Chuck White. Former resident of this area and her husband have both pleaded guilty to killing a man they met online. Ann Kenda reports.
19-year-old Miranda Barber, who grew up in Alaska, and her husband have admitted that they promised a lonely 42-year-old man companionship through Craigslist because they were looking for a person to kill just for the thrill of it. Miranda Barber also spun some wild tales of killing dozens of people and burying them near Big Lake during her time in Alaska. But her family said she's a habitual liar, and state police didn't believe the story. The couple has avoided the possibility of the death penalty with the plea agreement.
One person is recovering after accidentally shooting himself in the leg during the state fair underway in Palmer. Police said the unidentified man had just arrived at the fair with his wife when he removed a gun from his waistband, stowed it in his car. It discharged and hit him in the thigh. Ouch! So much for the fair, huh? That's your Hot Talk News update.
Cloudy skies with a passing shower for today, high 57. Cloudy with brief showers tonight, low 50. Tomorrow, clouds and sunshine with a shower in spots, high 59. Friday night, low 43. Saturday, mostly cloudy with some rain, high 59. And rain on Sunday, high 58. Hot Talk, breaking news, and the latest weather. KOAN 95.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Chris here along with my buddy Brock. That's right. We're here to tell you to tune into the Beer Show every Saturday at 5 p.m. on 95.5 and 1080 KOAN.
The Beer Show is brought to you by Brown Jug Alaska, Eagle River Ale House, Great Artisan Beverages, and the Odom Corporation. Please drink responsibly.
6297.
A better life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
Even a 5-minute run can help prevent heart disease. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, CNN's chief medical correspondent. Good news for runners. A new study published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology suggests that running, even for a few minutes a day, can reduce your risk of dying from heart disease. Researchers studied more than 55,000 adults between the ages of 18 and 100 over a 15-year period, looking at their overall health, whether they ran, how long they lived, and compared to non-runners, those who ran had a 30% lower risk of death from all causes and a 45% lower risk of death from cardiovascular disease. In fact, runners, on average, lived 3 years longer than those who did not hit the pavement. The speed and frequency of a person's running routine did not seem to make a huge difference as well. Even people who ran just 1 or 2 times per week, they still had a lower risk of dying than those who did not put on running shoes at all. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta, helping you live a better life.
The Lumber Liquidators Fall Flooring Kickoff Sale is on, with over 250 of the latest styles all on sale now. Get Black Forest Oak Laminate for a crazy 39 cents a square foot. Beautiful and durable bamboo for just $159. Classic pre-finished gunstock oak hardwood for $149. All gorgeous Bellawood pre-finished hardwood is on sale. Plus get special 24-month financing. Go to lumberliquidators.com today to find the store nearest you. Hurry, this sale ends Tuesday. The fall flooring season is here. Why aren't you?
Nasacort Allergy 24-Hour. The first 24-hour prescription-strength nasal allergy spray available over the counter has a few facts for allergy sufferers. Fact 1. Your symptoms aren't caused by allergens. They're caused by your body's chemical responses to them. Fact 2. Antihistamines target only one chemical response. And fact 3. Nasacort stops more to relieve your worst nasal allergy symptoms, even congestion. You've got the facts. Now get relief with Nasacort. It stops more of what makes you miserable.
Well, howdy, I'm Nick Worthington, and the Labor Day Sell-a-thon is going on now at Giant Worthington Ford.
Here's your chance to get the car or truck you want and save big.
Make no payments for 90 days, and we have 0% financing available for 60 months.
Plus, we're offering up to a $1,500 bonus for your trade-in.
That's $1,500 on top of what it's worth, and you can use your PFD today.
Come check out the Chevy Equinox, just $69.50, or the Chevy Monte Carlo for $39.50.
Here's a Ford Explorer, just $99.50. Here's a Ford Expedition, just $10,900.
We've got over 1,000 vehicles on sale now for you to choose from, and you can use your PFD today. You don't have to wait.
It's the Giant Labor Day Sell-a-thon going on now at Giant Worthington Ford, 1950 Gamble, and we're open till midnight.
Stock numbers 07 Explorer Q1111, 05 Equinox 147414C, 08 Expedition Q1688, 01 Monte Carlo Q0935A. Unapproved credit, subject to prior sale. See dealer for details. Ends 8/28/2014.
What if buying your next car could actually be enjoyable? At Payless Car Sales, we believe it should be. If you're in the market for your next car, come by and meet our knowledgeable staff and explore our selection of quality vehicles. We offer military discounts, and we give all of our customers Carfax history reports. We can also provide warranties and handle all of your lending needs. Just like driving your car should be enjoyable, so should buying it. Visit us downtown at 919 East 5th Avenue or on our website at paylesssales.com. Payless Car Sales, where Alaskans drive.
You're on with Fagan and Biegel on Hot Talk KOAN at alaskapark.com or give them a call 222-4002. Alaska Park, a TDX company. Fagan, Biegel. We
8:35 Thursday morning. We're on the brink of a beautiful long holiday weekend. You know, folks, you don't have to live with pain. Pain is not a given. It's not something that you have to accept. Physical pain I'm talking about. And the folks at Chugach Chiropractic are testament to that. Dr. Myron Swigert and his team out there, they are specialists at causing you and helping you to live a pain-free lifestyle. A lot of times in the medical profession, the first thing they want to do is they want to put you under the knife. Oh, we'll cut this out or we'll cut that out. But that's not necessarily always the best option. And there have been so many people that have gone to Dr. Swigert and Chugach Chiropractic and have found relief from pain without going through surgery. They have a great program out there to help you with natural solutions, massage therapy that can reduce pain, some adjustments they'll do. Go see Dr. Myron Swigert, Chugach Chiropractic. Here's the number, 694-9224, 694-9224. 8:37 is the time. Bonnie Cameron's sitting right over here. Glen Biegel is out for the day. We're talking about Brian and I have decided that we're the nice guys and that women don't want nice guys. They want the dude who's going to say, bitch, get me my beer.
Oh, my goodness.
And I mean now.
I would always cringe when you would do that when I was driving in the car with my kids. Ah!
I'm thirsty. Oh, when I say bad words?
Yes.
Is bitch a bad word?
Yes.
It depends on if you're talking about a dog or a person.
Some of my homeschool moms are mouths gaping right now.
Can you not say that word?
Well, we just don't in front of our kids.
Female dog, get me my beer. Now. And it better be cold.
Too many syllables.
If it ain't cold, it's going to be hell to pay. Did you say hell?
Yes, I guess, if you're talking about it.
Well, we were talking about you. You got married when you were, what, 11?
I was 19.
19?
17 years ago.
And you're so happy. You smile all the time. You're well-adjusted. You're not bitter. There's no anger in your life. And a lot of women your age, what are you now, 50?
Okay. Now you're getting personal.
How old are you now?
36.
A lot of women your age are bitter. They're scorned.
Yes,
they're angry. They don't like men. They don't like themselves. And the
well,
difference,
they go out with the jerks.
Well, that's my point. The difference between those people, those women, and you found a good man early on in life, and so you've not been hurt by jerk after jerk after jerk after jerk.
Yes.
And so you're not scorned.
I can't say that I wouldn't be that way if I hadn't found Robert so
right.
early.
Of course. You'd be just like a lot of the other women.
I might.
So like a guy like Brian, who is just the nicest guy in the world, right? And can you find a nicer guy than Brian?
Well, probably, but he's pretty great.
and then you got a guy like me.
No, you're great. Right.
Who's absolutely dreamy and just as kind and as patient and loving and caring as anyone you'll ever meet.
You are a nice guy.
And yet Brian and I, the women don't like us because we don't call them the B word and demand our beers.
Right.
So what's up with that? What's up with your gender? Can you explain that to us?
I don't know. They seem to go for the bad guys sometimes.
Why?
I don't know. I try to tell them not to, but they don't listen to me. I have
so
a lot
you
of
have
friends.
girlfriends.
I do. I have a lot of friends who have gone for the jerks They're burned every single time. They waste their time on them. Some of them are. I have a very close friend, and she is starting to come around. And she's like, I don't even mess with them anymore. If I can tell right away, I don't even try to change them or give them a chance. And that's the thing. Women try to change men. They think they can change
projects.
them. Yes.
And they're bored with the nice guy.
Yeah, well, there's nothing to change with Brian and I. We're perfect.
Well, okay. Well, so anyway.
And humble.
We are. What would you want to change about Brian or me? Honestly.
Okay.
I know I could use some work.
No,
I haven't really thought about it because
I'm settled into my
happily
single
married.
ways, you know.
Yeah, no, me too.
Yeah.
My brother's that way. You know, he's 47 and never been married, but I think he's just too selfish. He's too happy by himself. He's got all his toys. He doesn't have to provide for a family. He makes good money. Doesn't know how to spend it, but
He spends too much?
I love you, brother. I love you, Austin.
Sure he'll appreciate that analysis of his life on radio. Thousands of people to hear.
He doesn't care. We hardly talk.
So the relationship's already ruined. Might as
Especially
well
now.
diss him in front of everybody.
Well, my brother and sister, you know, they were so much older than me, so they don't really care to speak to me that much.
Seriously?
I was the baby, and
You don't have a good relationship with your siblings?
no, I wouldn't say I do. Mm-mm.
Well, what's the deal?
We just don't talk that
Well,
much.
why don't you reach out to them?
No,
You're not interested.
I don't think they're interested. They have a lot of angst towards me. They were
Why?
11 and 12 years older than me, and
You were always hanging on,
I was the baby.
and you went. My younger sister and I, my baby sister and I, have a wonderful relationship.
Good.
I think we need to figure out what's going on here, Brian.
Well, no, some families are really close. I get jealous of that because my family's not close.
How many siblings do you have?
I have one brother that him and I have the same parents, and then I have two half sisters and a half brother.
Are you fairly close to any of those folks?
No, I'm the oldest. So my youngest brother's 3 years younger, and he moved to Denver when he turned 18. So he's been gone. I hardly ever see him, talk to him. Yeah.
Yeah. You'd never know it though if you saw us all together. We act like we just love each other.
Yeah,
I
we're
mean,
fun
and
when we get together.
I do love
How
them.
often
we
do
just
you
don't
see
like each other very
your
much.
sister and brother?
My brother's in Fairbanks, and my sister's here in Anchorage.
How
And,
often do you see your sister?
Just at family get-togethers.
Like what?
Maybe 2 or 3 times a year.
Wow.
Yeah, and I have these friends where family every single day they're talking, hanging out. I get jealous
We
of
used
that
to.
sometimes.
We used to talk a lot.
Yeah.
Falling apart.
Well, you got to put the effort in.
Yeah, I have my daughter, so I have my own built-in family. We
You
can
got-
text and talk all day. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
You close to your parents, though, right?
Yes, I live
Yeah.
with them.
Well, yeah, that's
She's really close.
That's the kind of closeness I'm looking for. No,
I probably shouldn't have said any of that. Now
Yeah,
I'm gonna
no.
be like,
Well, I'm
really.
gonna send your brother a tape in case he's missing the. Does he even know you're doing the show?
I don't think so. I haven't heard. They have not said a word to me about it.
You're a star on the radio now, and your brother doesn't even know.
Neither one of them have said a. I don't think
You're
they
on
do
the
know.
radio, and your siblings don't know.
I don't think so.
Kind of early to get up.
They might know, but I don't think they care.
But isn't it your job to tell them? Hey, guess what? I got a job on radio. I'm a radio personality.
Yeah, there's been some words, but no.
Aren't you Facebook friends?
No, I have not told them.
You have not
Not
told them?
personally, no.
Why would you not tell them of something like
I think my parents said something to them about it, and they're just like, "Oh, good for her." I'm not bitter.
Are you friends?
talk about bitter. Let's talk about. Okay, I am bitter.
Yeah, are you friends with your siblings on Facebook?
My brother, but I don't think he's on there very often.
Okay, yeah, same.
Not my sister. Her husband is though. I should be getting a message here pretty soon.
569-1080. 569-1080. It's Thursday. We're going to take the day off tomorrow, and we'll have a best of, and then we're going to take the day off Monday also. We're going to have a best of. We're going to have a nice long weekend and enjoy ourselves, and then we'll be back on Tuesday. Take a quick break. One segment to go. Stay with us. Take a quick break. One segment to go. Stay with us.
Don't just sit there. Give them a call. Join the conversation. KOAN. Did you know? Right in the heart of South Anchorage, thanks to the Alaska Neurology Center, there's no need to leave Alaska anymore when it comes to treating the nervous system. You'll receive the best care at the Alaska Neurology Center for epilepsy, cerebral palsy, brain injuries, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, Huntington's disease, multiple sclerosis, speech disorders, and they offer pain management as well. And if you're having trouble sleeping at night, the Alaska Neurology Center has the best sleep disorder experts in the state. They also have the most sophisticated MRI imaging technology in Alaska. If you need relief from stress or from migraines, relax in their luxurious spa. At the Alaska Neurology Center, their massage therapists are amazing. And they offer hydrotherapy, infrared sauna, hot and cold therapy, and shiatsu massage. And their medical spa also offers facials and waxing. The Alaska Neurology Center, located on Diamond and Old Seward.
Trail Boss Solutions is an Alaskan-owned, nationally recognized top 500 construction and remodel firm. From our handyman services to our award-winning kitchen design and remodel, Trail Boss Solutions is fully licensed, bonded, and insured, and has the experienced professionals to take your project from initial design through completion on time and on budget. Please visit us on the web at trailboss-solutions.com or contact Trail Boss Solutions Direct at 646-1403.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number.
Call 877-319-MY-TV.
The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. So cancel the cable and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money.
Call 877-319-MY-TV.
At just $24.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card.
Call 877-319-MY-TV. That's 877-319-MY-TV.
When you open the door of a 2014 Mercedes-Benz E-Class, you're not just opening the door of one of the world's most advanced automobiles, you're opening the door to an entire automotive philosophy. A philosophy dedicated to bringing forth innovations that forever change the way the world thinks about cars. With stereoscopic vision, for example, the 2014 E-Class can see better than any other car in its class, and it can take action to keep you and those around you safe. When you open the door to the 2014 E-Class, you will experience nothing less than the future of the automobile, which, of course, closes the door to any other choice. The 2014 E350 4MATIC Sport Sedan starts at just $54,400. Test drive one today.
MSRP for 2014 E350 4MATIC Sport Sedan excludes all options, taxes, title, registration, transportation charge, and dealer prep. Options, model availability, and actual dealer price may vary. Some equipment described as optional. See dealer details.
Mercedes-Benz of Anchorage. The best or nothing.
You're on with Fagan and Biegel in the morning. Give them a call, 569-1080.
Mercedes-Benz of Anchorage. The best or nothing.
You're on with Fagan and Biegel in the morning on the Talk of the Valley, KVN.
8:48 on a Thursday morning, winding down the broadcast. Our good friend Ali Sheik over at Payless Car Sales. Go see him this weekend, this Memorial Day, Labor Day weekend?
Yes,
Labor Day weekend. Go see Ali Sheik. Tell him Glen Biegel, Dan Fagan sent you. He's got a great selection of really quality vehicles. And, folks, I promise you he'll treat you right. He'll back up the vehicle that he sells you. You'll be satisfied. When you look online at the ratings of Payless Car Sales, it has the highest ratings and customer satisfaction of any car dealership in Anchorage. That's why they're now the second largest car dealership in Anchorage and the fastest growing. Ali Sheik knows how to build a business by treating his customers right. It's all about trustworthiness. Payless Car Sales. You pay less, and yet you get quality. Payless Car Sales. Google it. Find them on East 5th. Go see them. You'll be thrilled you did. 8:49 is the time. Our number, 569-1080. Oh, how I wish I could repeat what I just learned during the break, but I will not. I'm a man of my word. But wow, what a story! Wouldn't you love to hear the whole
I hope the mics weren't on during that break.
No, I'll warn you if I do that.
Okay.
Yeah, family, it's tough. Family, you don't get to choose your family, you choose your friends.
That's right.
And sometimes, people should never feel guilty or bad about themselves because their family relationships are less than stellar. Because sometimes the people the family you're born into, they're just not interested in relationships. They've got other priorities. They've got other things that matter to them. And, jealousy is a big part of family life, too, especially among siblings. And when siblings are jealous of each other, it affects the relationship. And it's just a part of life. There's nothing you can do about that, and you can't feel guilty about it. It's just how life rolls.
I'm lost in thought.
Are you thinking about something else? You want me to be quiet for a minute so you can kind of contemplate some things?
I'm just wanting to
solitude.
redo the last 5 minutes, maybe.
Give you some solitude here on the radio. Nothing the radio listeners love more than silence.
Right.
Let's have 5 minutes of silence to end the broadcast today. How's that? That way you can get your thoughts together.
Is that one of my family members calling?
569-1080
I
is the
think
number.
I'm in deep now.
569-1080. Let's go to Lauren. Hi, Lauren.
Hey, good morning, Dan. It's been a while since I've heard you on the radio. I know things change in life. They've been changing for me lately also. And
oh, good.
I'm taking a different direction, and my direction, I've tried to get out there a little bit, and I thought I'd take a moment here on your...
How'd you find this? We just switched it through the dial?
Well, yeah, I chase commercials with a passion, and
okay.
I don't run towards them. I run away from them. But
yeah.
Hey, right, I come across this station I hadn't listened to before, and hey, it sounds local. I might as well get on it and let you know what I'm thinking about. So I'm just a carpenter in a small one-man business, basically, as a general contractor, and I've decided to change Wasilla for the best, and I'm running for mayor against my competitor.
Who are you running against?
Bert Cottle, the current deputy administrator.
Okay.
Bert's a good man. He just has a different way of handling the same set of problems that I've got to handle as mayor, and I know I can bring a better city hall and a better way to go forward with Wasilla.
Have you run for office before?
Never. I currently sit on the planning commission there in Wasilla, and we've had some issues come up where the heavy-handedness of the current administration didn't suit my philosophy, and the only way I could combat it was getting involved with the public, and all I was hearing was, hey, you need to just run for mayor. So finally, I did. I was going to run for city council. There's 3 good candidates running for the open seat. I was going to do that, but I decided, with encouragement, just go for the mayor.
So is it just you and Cottle that are in the race for mayor now?
Yes, it is.
And is Cottle the incumbent?
No, Cottle is the deputy administrator. Our incumbent is termed out, and he's moving on to run for state house.
What are the is it 3 terms you termed out, or 2? 2. Okay. Well, that's interesting. And how would you characterize yourself politically? Center, left of center, right of center?
I'm registered as a Republican in the nonpartisan race for mayor, and I would say I'm left of right. Does that make any sense?
Left of right, yeah. You're more moderate.
I'm a moderate, and what I want to do is bring the factions together. We can't do anything in the city if we're constantly polarized and fighting with each other, and that's just not how I work. I have to please customers every day, and when I serve Wasilla as mayor, I will help us all to get these things accomplished. We've already started doing that just in the problems I've experienced this year with, they were planning, the administration, to ban ATV traffic in Wasilla, ban all snow machine and ATV, and we've stopped that ban, and we've turned it around and got a task force that's forming, and I'm probably going to lose you right here on this corner, and if I do, I apologize.
That's okay.
Anyway.
That's what I was going to ask you. I wanted to know your thoughts on the ATV banning.
Well, I am the only person that stood against the ban when it came through Planning Commission in, I believe it was April or May. My memory on the month is faded, but there's 5 of us on the Planning Commission. I voted no, not to ban it. The other 4 voted yes. I started meeting with all the city council people and got some traction. They tried to table indefinitely and kill this ban, and it didn't happen. So it moved on to the next meeting where we had like 60 people for a 4.5-hour meeting, and they finally understood. The council city council decided that we need to take a better look at this and find a better management plan. And we've got a huge problem, but we can manage it, and we are. And now it's going in the right direction. It's not just my will. I don't have to ride a four-wheeler. I want freedom for everyone else that wants to be able to responsibly enjoy something that's a charm to Wasilla that's gone everywhere else, and we don't have to let it go. We can manage it, and we can make better citizens right along with managing this issue. And so that's what's driven me to this point, but there's many other points. I mean, we've got this power line that's coming from Eklutna, and we need to work with MEA to find a solution to get that in so we don't have higher electricity rates because we, Wasilla, stopped MEA from bringing that thing through.
Lord, where are you on the Kinnick Bridge?
If the thing's economically feasible, I'd say build it. I think it's in the wrong place. I don't think it's going to do a lot for Wasilla, but I don't think infrastructure is ever a bad thing. But it needs to make sense. It needs to be accepted on both sides of the Kinnick Arm, and it doesn't look like Anchorage is embracing it. So, you know, I'm an advocate for any infrastructure. My idea, and I'm a dreamer, believe me, I have vision. I've watched people talk about putting a tunnel under the strait there between Russia and where you can see Alaska from my front yard or whatever, and see if we can't go ahead and push something through like that. And I would just drop it in right out there by Settlers Bay somewhere. It'd come out of Birchwood, and we'd have another way to get over there and make the whole blasted thing go one direction in the morning and the other direction in the evening. And speaking
of seeing Russia from your house, are you going to seek Sarah Palin, Wasilla residents' endorsement?
I've banged on her door twice. She's never home. So, I mean, I'd like to see if I could, but how do you reach her? I've left messages with her children. I never get calls back. So, hey, if she doesn't call, she doesn't write. She's not interested, and she's busy in other places. I don't know if she even realizes Wasilla is still here, and that's okay.
Is she not? She's not much around town anymore?
I don't ever see her, and I live on the same lake with her. I mean, I'm right there 13 years, and I saw Todd last year once in his, near his driveway, but I don't bump into her at town, and I shop at the same stores. She probably sent somebody out to do her shopping now or something. I don't know, but God bless her. She's done great things, and I'm not a conflict. I remember when she was running for mayor, I'm standing in the driveway of a buddy's driveway there on the lake, and she comes walking up in high heels and a short skirt, and I mean, she looked like $1 million, and she was running for mayor and asking for money, and we were impressed.
I bet you were.
Yeah, she did a great job. I mean, she's a leader, and she does what she does the way she does. I'll do what I do the way I do, and
if you only knew that the day that short-skirted gal walked into your driveway, that she'd almost be president. You'd never guess that, huh?
Well, you never know who's going to be president. I guess I'd say that, and no, I mean, it could have been, and I honestly wished it would have. I think we'd have had a much different result for the country, but we have what we have, and we need to come together as a country, but I'm just working on Wasilla. I know we have problems that need to be managed and managed well in a friendly fashion, and that's what I'm trying to bring to Wasilla.
Lord,
I'll be out at the State Fair today from 3 to 6:30. Find me there. If anybody's coming out, I'm going, of course.
Thank you, Lauren. We're out of time. Folks, best of tomorrow, best of on Monday. We'll be back Tuesday morning live. Have a great holiday weekend.
And that's a wrap. Thanks for tuning in to Fagan and Biegel in the morning. Be sure to catch them every weekday morning from 6 to 9 a.m. on Hot Talk KOAN 95.1 FM, 1080 a.m. and online at 1080KOAN.com. On the Talk of the Valley, KBNT.
O'Reilly. As summer ends, winterizing begins. Pick up Splash